The following is a conversation with Ed Zimbardi. Now, normally I wouldn't give too long of an intro and share too many of my thoughts at the beginning because I want the audience to be able to decide for themselves what they think. But in this case, Ed talked over me the entire conversation. He dominated about 90% of it. Every time I tried to make a point, he interjected within 5 seconds. He tried to correct me, change subjects, and do all of the typical Ponzi promoter type things where they are con men and scam artists and they just talk over you so that you can't get out a single point, and then they try to spin the story into something else. So with that said, I wrote a few things down here so I can make sure that I touch on them, and I do want to share my actual thoughts on this and be able to make a clear point without having Ed interrupting me. So here are some of the things that I wrote down, my thoughts on Ed Zimbardi after having a conversation with him. So Ed's a career criminal who's left a long trail of people that he scammed behind him. As far as I can tell, Ed is the founder and owner of CryptoProgram.me. Ed claims he's not the owner and says the owners of the program are anonymous, but this is the same as his last 3 scams. Ed's last 3 scams all involved anonymous owners and traders. The only person involved in these scams was Ed. He was the only known person that was front-facing. In fact, in his scams with IMGFX, he was accepting payments through his own payment processor through a company called Macro, or International Macro Group LLC. And Ed owned the payment processor that was sending funds into IMGFX. The money in these scams disappeared. The IMGFX, the 3 PAMs that were managed, I'm going to say by Ed. There's pretty damning evidence that shows Ed was the owner or manager or very, very highly involved at a minimum. He was not just an affiliate. So it's only logical to reason here that there are no anonymous people in the background if he's claimed this so many times and the money has disappeared every time. He always claims to know these anonymous people and then can vouch for them anonymously to say, these people are expert traders, they're getting these returns. These people make a lot of money by doing ad arbitrage or affiliate marketing using paid advertising, but we're going to keep them anonymous. So his last 3 scams that were PAM accounts, the money all disappeared and the people were anonymous. And now he has CryptoProgram and the people are anonymous. So he always claims to know these people, but he's never outed them after the money disappeared. So think about that. If he knows traders and he is recommending that people put their money in as the affiliate, and then the accounts go to 0 and he blames the anonymous traders, why would he not just out them? Why would he not say, oh, these were the traders who stole the money. These are the traders who removed the stop loss and made 3 bad trades, as he claims. What actually happened is that Ed was the operator behind all of this. He had a fake MT4 server that you can push to make it look like it's live, and you can manipulate the trades, which I'll link in the description. And the trades weren't really happening. There was no money being made. It was a Ponzi scheme. And once people started asking for their money back, Ed in the IMGFX scams told people that they couldn't have their money back because it would damage the PAM. And then that scared more people. And a lot of people started asking for the withdrawals, and he just ran off with all the money. From the research that I've seen that other people have put out, it's about $34 million that disappeared. So moving on, Ed said to me multiple times leading up to this call that documentation beats conversation. But Ed makes claim after claim and tells story after story with no documentation. The only documentation he attempted to show was the MT4 data, which somebody in his position could easily manipulate. He even got caught in this call saying that he didn't know that was possible and it was news to him and he was just learning about it on our call. Yet later he says, oh yeah, that is what one of these people that are accusing me of doing. So he's saying that he's known about that for months, that people are accusing him of doing that. But right now, or during our call, he ended up saying, oh, I didn't know that was possible. This is the first time I've heard that that was possible. Yet people have been accusing him of it for months. So he got caught lying about that. So someone in his position could easily do that. He is a little bit tech savvy because he's ran a web development company, self-admittedly on this call. He was doing website design. He was doing affiliate marketing. He was running paid advertising. This is all self-admitted from Ed. So setting up an MT4 server would take him probably an afternoon of research. He actually had 34 million reasons to manipulate the MT4 data. Ed had all the motivation in the world, 34 million reasons. And that's because, according to the research, he stole $34 million of other people's money in these PAM accounts. And then he claims that anonymous people crashed all the trades. So he's motivated by $34 million to crash this or to steal the money and manipulate MT4 data. So I want to warn everybody watching this that this conversation is a bit hard to watch because Ed interrupts me almost every time that I speak. I mentioned this at the very beginning. So he goes on 5-minute monologues, and when it's my turn to talk, he interrupts within 5 seconds and then ends up gaslighting me, saying I'm the one interrupting him. This is a classic narcissist tactic where they do something and then blame you for doing the same thing. Yet you'll see he even puts a timer up on the screen to try to give me 20 seconds to talk, just being childish. But you'll see in this conversation, he talks 90% of the time and doesn't let me say anything. So that's what the reason for this long intro is. So it gets a little bit better towards the middle of the conversation because I actually had to start muting him to get out a point. But even after I muted him, he would unmute himself within 5 seconds just to interrupt me again. So it didn't help too much, but it did help me be able to say something to rebut his claims. So I'm going to be making another video, actually a few more videos about CryptoProgram, but the next video I make about it is going to be where I lay out the facts in a way where Ed's not interrupting me, and then I can put every point with some sort of proof and backup into a presentation of CryptoProgram to show Ed's history and why you definitely shouldn't trust him, because anytime I made a point here, again, he interrupted me. Okay, so the last thing I want to say here before we get into the conversation is that he's really good at covering his tracks in these scams. This is really important here because what he's asking for is smoking gun proof that he committed these crimes. But what he has is something called plausible deniability on his side, even though like all of the circumstantial evidence, all of it. And if you're a logical and reasonable person, all of this will clearly show that Ed's a con man and been a thief his entire life. But he denies it, and he denies it because there is no smoking gun. So no hard evidence of saying Ed Zimbardi, there's no proof like on paper saying Ed Zimbardi stole this. And of course, he's never going to admit it. But all of the circumstantial evidence and his track record for his entire life backs up the fact that he's a thief. He spent time in prison for it, and that there have been negative reviews from 2010 calling him a con man. It's not people saying, the reviews, to be clear, aren't people saying Ed is just mean or Ed has bad customer service. No, it's nothing like that. Starting in 2010, people are calling him a con man. This is very specific. They're saying he swindled them. Once he gets your money, he disappears. They say things along those lines. Back starting in 2010, Andy went to prison in 1997, and these PAM accounts failed in 2022, and he walked away with millions of dollars. So the reason he denies it is because there's no smoking gun. And this gives him the plausible deniability, which is the ability to deny any involvement in illegal or unethical activities because there's no clear evidence to prove involvement. Lack of evidence makes what Ed's saying possible, but extremely unlikely. And I mentioned in this call a few times, basically like Occam's razor is the logic principle that the simplest explanation is usually the correct explanation. So if you add up all of the history of Ed and he's blaming anonymous traders who don't exist and he didn't out them, he's blaming them for crashing the account or stealing the money or any of that. Yet with his track record and him being the only person that's front facing in his company and the payments going through his payment processor, well, Occam's razor says the simplest explanation, Ed Zimbardi stole the money. So just because there's no smoking gun where he admitted it or he told someone that he did it and then they screenshot it and sent it somewhere, that's relevant to this conversation. People actually get convicted for crimes based on circumstantial evidence. And in this case, we have a lot of it. So the use of this tactic for plausible deniability involves forethought, like intentionally setting up conditions to plausibly avoid responsibility for one's future actions. So in all cases with Ed here, he avoids the responsibility by saying the money disappeared due to anonymous people. Add to this that the currency used is crypto. So it's anonymous too. You can see blockchain wallets, but you don't know where it's going. It's not a bank account tied to a name that is easily traceable. So whenever you add all of these puzzle pieces together, it's crystal clear Ed Zimbardi stole millions of dollars, and he's doing it again with CryptoProgram. So I'm not asking you to just take my word for it. I'm asking you to question everything that Ed Zimbardi says, because he's a smooth talker with great stories, but he has no facts or data to back up any of his claims, and also no circumstantial evidence to back up his claims. They're all empty claims. He wants you to trust his word and deposit money into his scam based solely on his word and trusting him. But his word means nothing based on his track record. So you pretty much have two choices, and that's to trust the facts that I share here, with my background being that I out Ponzi scammers. And you can say, maybe I just don't like it. That's fair, but that's my only motivation. I'm not motivated financially here at all. So you can trust the facts that I'm sharing here, or in the other videos that I'm going to post about Ed, or you can trust a convicted felon with hundreds of people online claiming that he stole money from them. So CryptoProgram will either be shut down by the Department of Justice, or will collapse with 90% of people or more losing their money. And I guarantee one of these two outcomes will happen. And I will stand by this claim fully. Give it a year, give it 2 years, maybe not, probably not 2 years, because Ed's Ponzi schemes collapsed pretty fast. So I guarantee this, and I'll stand by that. Time's definitely going to prove me right here. Ed will make up an excuse about why the money disappeared, and it will involve anonymous people with no credible proof of what happened. There will be no proof of anything that happened except for his word. Okay, let's get into the conversation.
That you give people the chance, even though you and I know this is about an ambush as well, but you said, you made it clear that if the program's not a scam, you might even put on your own, well, you said you would, but you said you might, regardless of whether you do or not. I give you the benefit of the doubt that you're going to allow me to share evidence, because I'm hoping you've got evidence, because documentation beats conversation all day long.
Completely agree with that. Well, let's start here. Just give me the 1 minute version, and not like the long background story, but the 1 minute version of what CryptoProgram is, just so that everyone's up to speed on it.
Absolutely. The CryptoProgram, the name is deceiving because it's just crypto in and crypto out as far as making your purchases of media packages, which I'll explain what that is in a second, and then getting paid out via crypto instead of fiat, because there are people who get involved around the world, and the back-end team is not going to convert to other people's fiat in different countries that they sign up with around the world. So what is the CryptoProgram? It is a program that's been around now for 15 years, offline, that allows people to buy media packages. The company is an ad agency, a media buyer, a list broker, all combined in one. And what an individual does when they enter into the CryptoProgram is they get to buy a media package and select a campaign. A campaign could be Google, Yahoo, MSN, which is search campaigns. It could be a social media campaign such as Twitter, Facebook ad campaign, and the rest of the social media programs out there, TikTok, LinkedIn. It could be a high traffic news website, national, like a foxnews.com, a CNN.com type of thing, or it could be a specific product or service that they're offering. You select one of those campaigns and you purchase a media package with the intent that that media package is going to be managed for that client to get clicks. And at the end of the media package term, which is about 30 days, then it's going to reveal how many clicks a person received for the service of purchasing media packs and advertising on their behalf. And then it's going to show the percentage of what that campaign earned over that 30-day period of time. That's what the CryptoProgram is.
Got it. All right. Well, that's what I was looking for. So can you, at the beginning of this conversation, you said documentation beats conversation. Can you show any proof of that?
Yes. When a person clicks to register and is invited into the program and they set up an account, it's revealed inside their account.
What exactly is revealed? If you don't.
When they go to purchase a media package, they have a drop-down menu to select what campaign they want.
Yeah.
And then after the cycle ends, about 30, well, the very first cycle is 32 days. Every cycle thereafter, if they choose to continue with that media package, it cycles every 30 days. It shows a line item transaction of how many clicks they received from that campaign, and it shows what the percentage of return was.
Right.
So that is for the
it's
client.
basically,
Each client has that.
it's on CryptoProgram's website. So would it be fair to say that you could just type in how many clicks it was, kind of like MetaTrader 4 data where you can fake that with servers? Would, like in hindsight, would you say that that's a similar type thing?
No.
So how is that, how is the campaign data imported into CryptoProgram?
Through an API by the people that own the company.
And is that API connected to Google, or is that connected to a spreadsheet, or how is that connected?
It's connected to their ad campaigns. I would imagine it's their business. It's not mine. How can I answer questions about somebody else's business if it's not my business?
Right.
I'm
So
just sharing the information that's been
understand.
shared with me.
Right. So who are these people in the background?
Well, Brandon, you're pretty smart. You've been around for a little while, and you've shared the fact that you are trying to, you're the Ponzi police. You know for a
Patrol.
fact
Let me
out
correct
there
you.
of what.
Patrol.
Oh
It's
yeah,
okay.
you're right. I'm sorry, my
Come
fault.
on, get
Ponzi
it right.
Patrol. My bad. I got to get it right. You're right.
Gotcha.
Just as I hope you get it right here.
I am.
So to answer your question, you've watched other video interview with me. And in watching other people's videos, because you saw my comment on somebody else's trashing me, right? Correct?
Correct.
That I've made it clear. These people want to remain anonymous. And I have my word and my reputation on the line. And I can't wait till we get into my my criminal background. And if you allow me to share enough of that story without cutting me off, I'd be happy to do so. And for anybody else that's watching this, can certainly reach out to me personally one-on-one, and I'd be happy to share that as well, because there's always two sides to every story, right? So I've made it clear that this the people in the back end are going to remain anonymous because they have their own program. Long before the crypto program came about,
Yeah.
you know the story, even though you're asking me it. Okay.
Well, I want everyone to be on the same page here. So like we know what is happening here. I'm just listening because I already know what you're going to say. But I want the viewers to actually understand like what's happening.
Great. So for the viewers that are watching, make sure you do more due diligence and look for the interviews that I've done with people who actually are promoting the program, where I've been crystal clear about the owners of the company.
And what you mean is that they are anonymous. That's what you mean by being crystal clear.
They are 100% anonymous, and the reasons why are crystal clear in the interviews I've done online. Yes.
So you said that this relies on your reputation, that basically at this point, everyone has to trust you that this is happening and it's based on your reputation.
Absolutely wrong. That's an incorrect statement. Everyone doesn't have to trust me. Everyone has the option not to get involved. This program was built upon my reputation of people who know me, like me, and trust me. And then they asked if they could refer people. I made it clear to them that you're going to now get 2 degrees of separation from me, and 3 degrees, and 4th, and 5 degrees in separation, and people that don't even know me. So it just may not be for those people who don't know me personally. And it just may be for those people who get to know me personally and ask me questions and don't ambush me, and they get the facts about my life. Because just because stuff is posted about me online is not the facts about my life. I think you would agree with that, wouldn't you?
Maybe a little, but there is a track record. And that's what I want to get to is that.
Get to it. Let's do it, man.
So you are saying basically what I'm gathering, you just correct me here, but if anyone's going to invest in this, they have to trust what you're saying enough to invest.
No, I'll correct you. Nobody is investing any money. They're purchasing a media package.
Okay.
and
They're
through a website that's offering a service, and they can choose whether or not they want to buy that media package from a company that has a website and the company itself is anonymous. Those are the facts.
Yes. So, but they still need to trust you enough to be able to put
They
their
do
money.
not need to trust me.
Why
I
not?
am just the master affiliate. They aren't trusting me. They're trusting a website that's anonymous and the company name isn't being revealed. Let's be clear. I
Okay.
don't own this company, so nobody has to trust me at all. I'm just the master affiliate.
Well, I think that most people would agree that you are the front-facing person of this
The
company.
master affiliate, I'm
Yes.
not the front-facing person. I'm the master affiliate that helps any and all people who want to get started and can ask me questions about the program and
Okay.
then decide if
So,
they want to get involved or
yes.
not based on that
So,
information.
so let's say it correctly. People have to trust a website
Yes, correct.
where everyone is anonymous, the videos and AI, they're telling you what they're
Yes,
doing, and then you're
yes,
the master affiliate that's mainly been out front sharing it. Okay. And if,
agreed.
yes, and now if that's anonymous and you're the main person where you're saying it kind of relies on your reputation, then I want to share my screen with you here. And here, so we're going to go back to 2010 where we have a review
Yes,
of Ed Zimbardi online. And the reason why I want to do this is because if people need to, whether you think they need to trust you or not, it's very clear that you are the front-facing person of this and that people need to trust you. So if we just go through this, this is 2010. Here's
yes,
another review in 2010,
13
another
years
review.
ago, correct.
Yeah, okay. So and also you went to prison for like a year and a few months in 99. So I know what you're going to say about that. I'm a human, people make mistakes, we change. And what I'm going to say is we have documented proof that other people at a minimum are saying that you've scammed them. And you went to prison in 19.
Let's stop for that moment on
Okay.
just the first part. You have documentation that people say they were scammed because they posted it on Google or
Yes.
a website. Or can you show your audience the documented proof that they were scammed or just words on a page that they say they did it? That's what I would like to see. And I think that's what your audience would like to see because I think your audience is smart. Documentation beats conversation all day long. And you're showing a screenshot that just says what people said, not the
Right.
proof.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see that.
Yeah, so here's what I would say to that is that if I can show you 50 negative reviews, like if I show you
Uh-huh.
50 negative reviews of a business and it has like
Yeah.
a 3-star rating online,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of 1 stars saying stay away from this, I was scammed,
That
then
was 13 years ago. And that business can't change, that person can't change.
well, I'm
That's
not
number one.
finished.
Number two,
I'm not
but
finished
number
yet.
two, yeah, okay, well, I ain't either. So let's
Okay.
talk.
Well, you said 13 years ago. I'm going to go through from 2010 all the way till 2023. We might get bored
Uh-huh.
looking at these because there are so many of them. So,
Okay,
okay, yeah, me having to show documentation of you scamming them is a little bit different. I think based on all of
right,
the
because there is no
so ba-
documentation of me scamming anybody.
so
There's
based
just
on these
reviews, allegations, correct?
based on all of these allegations, people have sent me some
Yep,
things privately that
awesome. I
I'm
can't wait
gonna
to see them.
well, I'm not gonna show them here.
Oh, why not?
But
Why
maybe
not?
I will. Well, give me a second. You're getting all worked up here. Give me a
No,
second.
no, 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 no. I'm excited about this conversation
I
because
can
what
tell you're
doesn't make
excited.
sense to me
Just give it a
is that
second.
Fortune 500 companies that people still purchase from, walk into Walmart, still do business with them, and they've got lawsuits from employees of how they treat their employees. But yet, your audience and yourself, probably, if you're in the States, walks into Walmart and does business with them. So I'm a little confused how you can attack an individual over a whole bunch of negative reviews when there's thousands upon thousands of reviews. Even Amazon there's claims they don't even treat their employees right, but yet people buy from Amazon all day long.
Right.
Can you
Can you
explain that?
show me? Yeah. Does Amazon have like a overall like 3-star rating with a lot of
What
reviews
does the rating
saying they
got
were
to do? You want
scammed?
to get down in the weeds about a rating? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
about
have
you,
a
Ed.
3-star rating because
Yes.
there's a small amount of people in the
Small.
overall
Right.
scheme of things. Yeah, small. When there are tens of thousands of people that would come forward and debunk what it is that you're sharing here on the screen.
So where are they?
Oh, so I have to go and gather them up and say,
Well, I
hey,
mean,
you need to go?
this is
Can't,
information that's shared online publicly. This isn't me
yeah,
like
okay.
calling people to say, hey, can you come vouch for me? This is
And
information
Brandon, I'm just
shared publicly.
curious, after you publish this video on your channel, are you going to delete all the positive comments that show up about this video, about my character, my reputation of them
Absolutely not.
working with me? You won't. Okay.
No. And
Let's
and I
let's
know what's
let's
going to
make sure that.
happen is that all of the people in CryptoProgram, this happens with all Ponzi schemes. All the
Oh,
people that are in
okay.
the Ponzi
So
scheme,
you're already labeling this a Ponzi scheme when I just shared with you it's a real business and the business model.
well, I'm the Ponzi patrol, and it's very clear that it's a Ponzi scheme. So yes. Okay,
And
let's
what
get
makes
through
it clear that it's a
let's get
Ponzi scheme? You keep throwing darts at me, and I'm not allowed to respond. You say it's
let's get
clearly a
through one
Ponzi
thing at a
scheme.
time, Ed. Let's get through
Please
one thing.
share with me
I
how
will,
it's a
Ed.
Ponzi scheme.
I will,
Okay,
Ed.
great.
Let's get through these
Okay.
reviews really fast. I just want to click through them. So this is another one, 2010. This is talking about convicted felon for fraud. Here's 2011. I'm just going to click through them. Now we're in 2021. Rude, extremely aggressive. I don't know where they got that from. I would never be able to tell.
I'm going to defend my name, and if you
I
don't,
understand.
you're weak. So if that person doesn't, they're weak.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that if I could bring all these people on, it would be an interesting conversation.
Yeah, these are all comments right here about the PAM that I was involved in, and I can't wait to share my screen
Well,
to debunk
there are
every single
three
one
of
of
them.
these. Yeah, I can't wait to
Complete
debunk every
scam.
single one of these and all the trust pilot ones. This guy's he's a little bipolar, but that's okay.
Let's see what he had to say. Man never once built something he can stand on. His name's under his
Ah,
face. He's incapable of being honest and tries to retract himself into his insecure small man. I mean, that's a little bit that is a little bit aggressive. I agree, but here it's
shall I
saying,
show you all the screenshots of me and him on Facebook Messenger? How bipolar he is?
well,
Because
here it's
that's what
saying,
you don't even have to be a medical person to see how bipolar it is. But go ahead.
well, here it's saying pay us back the $34 million you stole. So okay,
Okay, yeah,
scammed me
I
and my
can't wait.
son.
Again, you're going to allow me to share my screen to
Yes,
show how that's
absolutely.
debunked. Okay,
I
awesome.
will.
Can't wait.
I'm not hiding anything here.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's be transparent.
Yeah, you're just showing you're a Ponzi patrol, but you
I'm
haven't showed
showing all the
any
reviews.
evidence that I've stole his money.
Well,
How could you
Ed,
have
he
a
just got
conscience
on.
when you say that somebody stole $34 million? Where's the evidence that I stole it from him? That's what people want to know. Show the documented proof that if
Well,
somebody
let's just
says
get
Ed
through one
Zimbardi
thing at a
stole the
time,
money.
Ed. Let's
Yeah,
get through
well,
one.
where's the evidence?
I'm just going through all the reviews here because
But
you
where
said,
is the evidence
give
of
me,
the
Ed,
reviews?
can you, I know you're excited. Calm down. I'm going to get through one
No,
thing.
no, no. This is how I am.
I
This is
can
not
tell.
excited. I'm calm.
I can tell. I can tell. You're not
And
rude
so can
or
everybody
aggressive.
else.
You're not rude or aggressive at all. That's for
I'm
sure.
not rude at all. I haven't called you any names.
Ed
I'm defending
Zimbardi
myself.
is a crook and a scammer.
Yeah, I could say that Brandon Williams is a whatever, self-proclaimed Ponzi patrol person that has a blah, 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 blah. Anybody could
Yes.
say that. Correct.
Yeah, okay, but
Yep.
you won't find 50 negative reviews about me online where it says I
You
stole
might after
from
this
anyone.
interview. You
No,
might, but we'll see.
no one's going to claim ever that I stole money from them. Maybe they'll say
Oh,
that
no, 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 no.
he
I
did.
just said negative reviews about the way he conducts his interviews, how he does ambush interviews. You might find some of those online about you.
This isn't an ambush. Like I very clearly told you what this was. This is like ambush would mean that I'm hiding in the bushes and attack you. Like that would be sneaking up. This isn't an
Okay.
ambush, Ed.
Okay. Go
Okay.
ahead.
You can go ahead and share your screen and try to show me some proof that you didn't scam people. I have an idea of what you're going to show me. So MetaTrader 4 can be faked. I'll just put that out there for the audience if that's what you're going to show.
Not yet.
Okay. Oh, you don't want to do it yet.
What's that? It says host disabled
Yeah.
participant share screening.
Let me enable that. The first link that I sent you that you didn't show up for, let's
No, that I was late for.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep, that's right. Because I have a real business. I don't just sit around doing nothing.
It's weird. I don't really have to work. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, neither do I. I enjoy what I do, which is helping people earn income.
Same. Let's see.
Well, you're doing a great job here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
There you go.
All right. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. The first thing I'm going to share is about my credibility.
Okay.
It's about the convicted felon. And what the backdrop to that is, yes, I made a mistake, paid dearly for it back in my early mid 20s. I did the crime. I did the time. I was also paid back restitution. And then I changed my ways. What do I mean by that? I held myself to a higher standard than most people who haven't been convicted. When I do things, I make sure I would never scam somebody, steal from somebody, because I have a reputation online with documentation that shows that I was convicted for a crime. But you know what's interesting, Brandon, and to the audience, is it doesn't say what the crime actually was. It just says that theft by taking, which categorizes me and puts a big label on my forehead that says, Ed's a thief. And people don't even know what happened. So I'll share. It was a white collar crime. I
Sorry.
entered.
Can you is there something you can show me rather than just like talking about it? Sorry. I just don't want like to go in like a 10-minute story about it. I mean, you could probably tell it in 1 minute instead.
No, I can't. I'm going to tell this is important because what's online, why don't you share your screen and go to the Georgia's website and bring up the actual crime that I was convicted for. I mean,
Yes,
I'm
theft by
shocked.
taking. I'm with you. It's theft by taking.
Yes, okay, so you know it's theft by taking. It
Yes.
doesn't say what it was, so I'm going to share what it was. It was a white collar crime. I put orders into a computer system and it shipped out of the warehouse to another state, and it was worth X amount of dollars, and that that amount classified it as a felony, not a misdemeanor. I didn't walk into a candy store and take a piece of candy. I didn't walk into the warehouse and steal it. I put orders into the computer system. I was weak-minded back then, had an instant family at that time, was under financial pressure, and I made a bad choice. I then, 18 months later, went to trial, and I was convicted of a 2-year sentence and had to pay restitution. I served 18 months in a county work camp, picking up trash on the side of the road, cutting grass. One day, the correction officer said to me, Ed, why are you here? I shared him my story, shared with him. He said, there's something about you. I can tell. You should not be here. And now that you've shared your story, I'm going to tell you this. This is a correction officer saying it. He said, Ed, the only difference between me and you is that I have a clean record and can apply to become a correction officer and was approved. But I've done stuff that easily broke the law. The only difference between me and you is I got caught and you didn't. And
Do you
you're
have
paying the price and it'll be scarred the rest of your life.
do
So
you have a screenshot?
moving past that, yes, I'm going to show it to you.
No,
Moving
of that
past that,
officer. I just mean, do you have proof of that? This is kind of what you're doing. I'm just asking you if you have proof. Because you're just telling a story, and this is what always happens. You tell stories,
yeah, let's
but it
apply
tells
a
no
little bit of
emotion.
common sense, Brandon. If I'm on the side of the road at a county work camp, how am I going to have a recorded conversation when I'm not allowed to have any of those devices? I mean, the kind of questions you're asking, I get your spirit, but come on, let's ask some real questions here. I'm sharing a
Oh,
story
we are.
to lead up to the documentation I'm about to show you. When
Well,
he
please show
said
me.
that to me, I'm about to show you. If you can't be patient, we just finish up the interview. But
Well, we
I'm
just
happy to
finished
be
one.
on here. I'm happy to be on here as long as you would like for me to, as long as I have the chance to
Okay,
show
good.
you the documentation.
Yes,
So
that's what
what's
I'm
it going to
looking
be?
for. I'm looking for
Great.
documentation and
And
not
I'm going to
stories.
continue, and I'm going to continue with my story because it leads up to the documentation. And for those that are intelligent watching this and judging me one way or the other, I think they'll appreciate it.
Okay,
And
I
not
will.
that
Let
you're
me
jumping
just.
all over me.
Well, let me
So
interject
I'll
real fast.
continue.
Okay, sure. I'm going to interject really fast about that. So people like you know, like you're a very smooth talker, right? You're very good at convincing people of things, and you do
And
it by
so are you,
stories.
Brandon. You're a very smooth talker to be the
No,
Ponzi police or
well,
patrol
I
that
wasn't
ultimately
finishing.
get convinces people to stay away from whatever programs that you want people to stay away from.
Got it. Yeah. So
You're the hero.
I have no motivation to do that. I'm not financially
Oh,
motivated
really?
at all. So
Why does it have to be financially motivated? Can it be that it's moral motivated? You're the
yes, it is
hero?
more motivated. Yes.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, I'm
Okay.
glad
So
you
I do
admitted
want to
that.
finish what I was saying. So telling stories is like the number one way to sell things. And a lot of times, especially Ponzi promoters, they always tell stories and they can't ever really
I'm not a
show.
Ponzi promoter. You haven't proven that it's a Ponzi scheme, so I'd appreciate if
Yeah.
you
Well, we'll
stop
get
calling
there.
it a Ponzi machine.
It's a
Okay, go
Ponzi,
ahead.
it's a Ponzi scheme, but go
No,
ahead.
it's not. No, it's not.
Okay. We'll get
So
there.
after being having that conversation with the correction officer, moving forward with my life, I had to pay restitution, which is also documented. I've paid restitution in full. Way before the 18 years, according to my conviction, I had 18 years of parole, 20 years. But after getting out, paying restitution every month, as I was doing, I finally paid it all off. Now, years passed. Fast forward to 2014. I applied for a pardon with no political affiliation whatsoever, went through the normal channels, paid the fees, had an attorney fill out the application for me, and submitted it. And now I will share my screen. After being a productive member of society, owning businesses like you've already put up on the screen of clients who were unhappy versus the 12 million clients I had, you've shown a few hundred that were upset with our owner company. Yet
No.
I've had 50 full-time employees, paying payroll taxes, changed my life and contributed to society, and documented all of that and submitted my application, and boom, there's your documentation, which beats conversation all day long. April 17th, the state of pardon and paroles with attached copies of your pardon. There they are right there. This is from my attorney. And as I scroll down, oh, why wouldn't you bring this up about my character? This is documented. This isn't anybody saying that Ed is a con man. This
Well,
is the
I have a
state
question
of
for you.
pardon and paroles on April 15th issuing a full pardon,
Well,
a
I have
full
a
pardon
yeah.
of
So
everything,
I
all
have a
my
question for
rights
you, Ed.
back as to be a productive. Yeah, I'll answer it as soon as I finish sharing my screen. And now you're cutting me off from sharing my screen. You
Well, yeah,
could
you just
see
went on like a 10-minute talk.
exactly what happened. Yeah, right. But here's the documented proof. So for those in the audience that are watching this, can a person change? Can a person be held to a higher standard? And if they're doing business and people all of a sudden are unhappy because they bought a product or service and put a negative review, that all of a sudden means that that person is horrible the rest of their life? Well, here's many years past my conviction, and the state of Georgia thought enough that I had changed, and they gave me a full pardon. They don't give these out like candy. You know that, and so does your audience. Go ahead.
Great. Yeah. So my question is, did you commit the crime and were you convicted of a felony and did you spend time in prison? And does a pardon 15 years later negate that?
No, I was remorseful. I paid my time, did the
Yeah.
crime, admitted it, was remorseful, paid back the restitution for that crime,
Yeah.
and I changed my ways.
So whenever
So
you say
yeah,
change
I
your
did it,
ways,
and
whenever you
I'm
say change
remorseful.
your ways, and I just showed you like 60 reviews saying that you haven't changed your ways, not out of 12 million customers, but of the majority of the people that were involved in the 3 PAM Ponzi schemes that you promoted. If you say you changed your way, then what are all these negative reviews if you actually change? Okay, I'm back.
Hello?
My
What
my
was that?
internet, my internet dropped out there, I guess. I don't know. I'm in Mauritius. That's in Africa. So like the
Okay,
internet.
totally understand.
Yeah, so I jumped out.
So I really don't understand how if I'm promoting as an affiliate reviews or posts that the affiliate, someone was brought up, Ed is an affiliate marketer. That means that do not have full control over a company. I just sign up as an affiliate,
I'm
create
not
an
sure what you're
account,
talking about. I'm
and
sorry.
then well,
What
go
do you,
back to share your screen and go back to your very first post where it clearly said I'm an affiliate. It's not just that I'm selling my own products and services. As an affiliate marketer, I am not in control of that company that I'm promoting. In the case of the PAMs and the manipulated MT4s that you say, I am not the trader. I am not the broker. I am a client who had my own funds
So I have a
in the
question for you,
program.
Ed.
So
You
explain to me first explain to me how I can be held accountable when I'm not the broker,
yes.
I'm not the trader, and I'm the affiliate promoting it because of track records that they've done. And you know as well as I do,
You
Brandon,
talk a lot.
there are tons, I certainly do. And you don't listen very often. You just want
I've
to
been listening the whole
interrupt.
time.
You know, since you know MT4s can be manipulated, and you just said that, audience, and he doesn't have proof of it.
They
He
can.
hasn't presented it. Well, present
I'll
it
link. I'll
because
link proof.
I'm going to share here. I'm going to share here.
Actually,
This is a video that I have
and I'm going to
that,
pause you for a second because you just steamrolled this entire like last 10 minutes.
oh,
Um,
like you've steamrolled me. Now it's my turn. I
no,
have a
absolutely
video
not.
here that explains the
Absolutely
gold Pam that
not
had
going
a
to
lot of
happen.
money in it. It shows my.
So Ed, I just paused you. I've just muted you there for a second because you just keep talking and talking and talking, but you breeze past everything and I can't reply to it. So I'm going to unmute you, but then let's actually have a conversation and not you just steamroll it, please. Okay.
You gonna unmute me now?
There you go. So let's
Awesome.
not steamroll the
So
conversation.
in defending the accusations that you've already
No, Ed, we're not going to
presented,
do this. So we're going to have a conversation here. Like I'm looking to have a conversation. Ed just continually talks if you can't tell. What we need to do is go back and forth. If you make one point, then what will happen is that I'll rebut, you can rebut, we can have a conversation. But what I'm not going to do.
Brandon, once again, let's time out. Why don't you pause your recording for your audience, edit this out, and let's you and I get to the ground rules here once again. How about doing that?
I'll do that. We're back. So you were talking about MetaTrader 4 not being able to be faked.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay,
I didn't say
so
that.
you're saying I said that
You
it,
said that.
yes, I said that it
Yes.
can be, and
Okay.
it can, and I will put a link in the description to show the audience to where other people are showing you this is how you set up a fake server for MT4. Okay, go ahead with what you're sharing.
Okay. And regardless of whether it can be faked or not, I've created a video logging into the MT4 account, the actual PAM account that the broker gave me access to log in because I'm being damaged, the broker was being damaged, and the traders are being damaged. And people were saying what you've already shared, which is that Ed Zimbardi stole my money. I've showed my account that lost all the trades. And in this video, it clearly shows the broker's account that had the PAM. It clearly shows my personal account that lost the trades. It clearly shows all the trades. And if an account balance goes from X down to 0, the funds are gone. I don't work for the broker. I certainly don't own the broker. And I certainly am not the trader, because inside the Facebook group for these PAMs, there was interviews with the traders, and the traders spoke, have a real voice, The
So who are
funds
these
were gone.
traders?
So people, hold on a second.
It's
So
a serious question.
people, yeah, I'll answer the serious question in a second. So these people who are accusing me of stealing the funds, I created this video that's available to anybody that wants to reach out to me and get a copy of it that shows I didn't steal the money. I don't care about anything else other than people understand I did not steal their money. Going back to my conversation with you about my credibility and being held to a higher standard because I was convicted of a crime, I have to defend myself when people accuse me of stealing their money. That's why this video was created. Now, whether or not manipulation can happen with MT4 or not, Brandon's going to post a link to show that it can, but that's usually by a broker. And let's just say that a broker or the traders did. I'm about clearing my name that I didn't steal anybody's money. That's why I show my MT4 account losing the trades. And of course, the broker gave it to me because they wanted to be cleared as well as the
So
traders.
to interject about that part is that you can make it look like any account goes to zero in MetaTrader 4, and that's what the video that I have is going to show.
I can personally, my own personal trading account, I can show it, or can the broker do it who has the MT4 server? Because I don't have the MT4 server. Which one?
Okay, yeah. So you're saying you don't have it. Do you have proof that you don't have it?
Proof that I don't have what?
The server. So like here's the accusations that people throw at you just to make it clear.
It's a broker. All those people. Why don't you go back and ask all those people, the broker, did they actually log into the broker's web portal, and did they actually connect an MT4 account to the PAM software and then make the deposit? Because that has nothing to do with Ed Zimbardi. That's what we're talking about here, is me stealing people's money.
I want to put, like, just let me get this out so I can get out what I'm trying to say here.
Sure.
Yes, that is possible. If you are actually the person behind the scenes, which is what the accusations are. The accusations are there weren't actually traders because they were anonymous, right? And then what that would mean is that you are actually the broker in that case. You actually set up the server. You're the broker. Anyone can set
I'm the broker. I'm not the broker. Go look it up. Go do your research to the broker, not me.
Please quit interjecting. I'm not finished. Like, I want to finish what I'm saying. I'm saying anyone can set that up on MT4, and you can set up a server, and then you can do that, and you can make any accounts go to zero. You can make all the trades look like they went to zero, and it's very.
Brandon, people had to go to the broker's website and sign up. I can't do that. It's not my company. I don't own the broker. There's no proof that I'm the owner.
Right. So what you have.
Okay, so we're clear.
What you have in this case, Ed, is something called plausible deniability, because there's no proof either way. There are anonymous traders in the background that lost people's money, and everyone else that was involved in this is like, well, what happened? And you're like, oh, rogue trader. Oh, trader removed a stop loss, right? So if these traders are anonymous and there's no fall person, right? There's no actual fall person here, and you're the one that was promoting it. What everyone is saying, the accusation is that you manipulated MT4 data, and you set up the server, you set up the broker, and that, if you know what Occam's razor is, if you understand like logic, that's the most obvious case to me. I'm not saying 100% that you did that. I'm saying that what's more likely that you did that.
Because you don't have proof that I did that, because I don't even know how to do that.
You know what plausible deniability is? Whenever I say that,
there are people that are going to respond to this video in the comments that were associated with the broker, that know the broker. They had conversations with the owners of the broker, and they will tell you that it wasn't me who owns the broker. And to this day, they're still associated with the broker. So
in that case,
if you're going to believe all the posts out there about the people who lost money because they're emotionally addicted to the money, can you also potentially believe somebody that says they're paid from the broker, they've worked with the broker, on staff with the broker, and the broker was real, but it wasn't Ed Zimbardi?
So is this the same broker for all three PAM accounts?
Yes,
The
back
50,
then, yes.
the gold,
Yes,
IMGFX,
correct.
it's all the same broker.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
You're saying that basically the broker stole the money, or that the trade?
No, I never said that. I
Okay.
said nobody stole the money. You're looking at my screen and it clearly shows the MT4 account. And if you actually took the time to watch the video, and you could see
Yeah.
that I didn't steal the money. I lost money out of my account. Everybody who was connected lost their money as well. The broker didn't steal it. The traders traded. There's real trades. They can be documented. They can be looked up, and boom, the money was gone. Not
So
stolen by Ed Zimbardi.
got it.
Let's make
So,
that clear.
well, I'm trying to say that that's the most likely. So MT4 data can be manipulated, which I've already went over here, and you're saying that it's real trades, a real broker, it's documented. That
Yeah, because I
documentation,
saw everything that all the
beats
clients saw
conversation, right?
too.
You're saying that
Yeah,
documentation beats conversation. Well, your
correct.
documentation can very easily. It's like it's photoshopping a document. That's very easy to do. It's the same thing in MT4. And if you look on YouTube, there are thousands of people that have been
It's
faking.
totally fine. It's totally fine, Brandon, if
What's
you
fine?
want to do that. People that know me, who have done business with me prior to this, Pam, too, for years, they know me. Why don't you talk to those people instead of all the people who I don't know, who posted all these negative things and accused me of stealing? Why don't you take the time, and I'll give you a list of people if you want them, to go talk with them that have made money in the past with trading
Yeah.
that has nothing, and they were part of these PAMs, and they know they lost the money just like I know. They know I would never do anything like that, and I'm not even capable of doing anything like that with a convicted record. Don't you understand? I'm not
What does
going
that
to
have
do
to do with it?
anything. It has everything to do with it.
I'm asking you
And the
what.
people that, and I'm telling you, it has everything to do with it, because people that know me, like me, and trust me, and do business with me, and have made money with me, no, I would never do that. And for the ones that are the naysayers and feel as though they meet me for the first time, they got involved with this PAM and they lost money, why don't you ask them if they made profit up until the time that it blew up? Ask them. They'll probably say yes. Why don't you also ask them, Brandon, a fair
You know how a
question?
Ponzi scheme works?
Why didn't you pull out your money beforehand? And then why don't you also ask him, if you did, why didn't you pull out all of it? Why didn't you pull out some of your profits along the way? Because I got 4,000 people that were in the PAM
Yeah.
or
So
PAMs that
okay.
will
So
tell you they pulled profit out.
yeah, okay. So my turn, please.
Mhm.
So I have screenshots of people saying that they asked you for their money back from IMGFX and you denied them during the terms of service. And there are screenshots of the actual conversations. I'm going to have
Yes,
to ask for permission to
correct,
be able to
correct,
prove
correct,
that.
correct,
Okay.
correct. You're 100% correct. People asked me because I was the promoter of the PAM and I was the liaison to the traders, and the traders said no because there was too much drawdown. They can't.
Well, so if a company has
Correct,
a terms of
100%
service,
correct.
well, they had a terms of service that said that they could withdraw at any
The
time.
traders had the terms of service. I didn't.
I said they, yeah. So they had a terms of
No, you
service.
said the company. The company would
Okay,
be
the
the
company.
broker, and they don't. The broker is just neutral. The broker has nothing to do other than provide PAM software and an MT4 trading platform. That's all they had. And then the traders had the agreement with the clients.
Right. So if you have this many people that are saying, I tried to get my money out, Ed Zimbardi told me I can't, and
And I've already agreed. Yes,
I have
that's true.
screenshots of it. Okay, so
Yes.
let's start to move from here back to CryptoProgram, but I want to make a quick comparison. Actually, I want to do this first. There's one. You're saying that you like this happened in the PAM accounts, but you also were days before COTPS cops. There are videos online of you promoting that very heavily. That was a Ponzi scheme
Correct.
collapse.
Am I going to be accused of stealing people's money from COTP here on this interview? Because I
No, you're
was a
not. What,
promoter.
what
Just
you're going to
okay,
be
but
accused of,
that's my point. That's my point, Renan.
I said
I'm
no.
just promoting I know, and I'm just promoting these things that you've brought up so far. I'm not the owner of the company, but yet you're not accusing me of stealing money or being
Well,
involved
I'm
with
going to get
COTP.
to,
How is that? How is that?
if you would let me talk for more than 5 seconds, which you haven't really done yet here, if you would let
I
me talk
love
for
your
more than 5 seconds,
facetiousness.
I would get to it. Well, we can
Okay.
go. Anybody watching this is going to see you just talk over me the entire time.
You're
So,
right. And everyone's going to see that you're just trying to bring up stuff that's not true. But go ahead.
okay, so you promoted CLTPS cops, um,
Yes.
IMGFX, the Gold PAM, something called Euphoria collapsed. So you
Metafy yielders collapsed, often collapsed, grin miners collapsed. Yes, I promoted all of those.
okay? So in that case, if you're promoting all of these things to your audience, saying, "Oh, like this is going to make you a lot of money," then what would make this one different? What is different about CryptoProgram? If your judge of what a good program is and how you can make money is all of these failed platforms, then so one other thing to get clear here is you mentioned that people in these other PAM accounts were getting paid until the account blew up. That's literally how Ponzi schemes work. I just want to put that
Oh,
out there and make that clear. So
so
Ponzi,
you're saying that
I'm
trading
not finished
accounts
with
and
what I'm saying.
PAMs are Ponzi schemes? I
I'm
got to
not
cut you
finished.
off when you're incorrect. Sorry.
No, I'm muting you for a second. No, what I'm saying is that you're promoting all of these things and you're saying, oh, they paid out until they didn't. They pay. But here's the thing, they pay until they don't. That's what Ponzi schemes do. And you saying, well, these PAM accounts were making money. You're saying all these PAM accounts are making money until they blew up. All I'm saying is, if you know how Ponzi schemes work, which you do because you're involved in, you just listed 10 of them that you've been involved in and promoted. If you know how they work, then why are you trying to say it paid out until it blew up?
Audience, I just let you speak. Audience, you guys got to understand. This guy just makes stuff up. I said COTP. I said Metafy yielders. I said Offin, and I said grin minders. That's 4 Ponzi schemes that I promoted that I did not know as Ponzi schemes. But if you go back 15 seconds, he said I promoted 10. He's very confused here.
IMGFX, gold,
Wait,
gold
whoa, 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 whoa. You're
Euphoria.
incorrect. IMGFX is a Forex and stock broker, number one. A gold PAM is a trading PAM inside of the broker. Those are not Ponzi schemes. There are plenty of documented for years and years and years trading accounts from brokers that are not Ponzi schemes. So you can't label
That's a
a
false equivalence.
broker a Ponzi scheme.
That's
Absolutely not.
okay, Ed. That's a false equivalence. I'm not necessarily saying the broker itself. I'm saying the PAMs that you promoted that use this broker were Ponzi. They collapsed. Like they disappeared. The money.
That's not a Ponzi. There's documented proof that they did trades and it lost the money. That's not a Ponzi scheme.
Documented proof on MT4.
What do you need? What other proof can there be? The broker's statement?
Yeah.
Because it
So
comes from
yeah,
MT4 on the server.
I can tell you what
The
documentation.
IP address of the
No,
server? What do you
I
need?
can. If you let me speak, I'll tell you. So what you need in that case is to be registered with the SEC to be audited, because what you're offering is an investment contract. So if it's an investment contract, then you have to be registered with the SEC to be audited.
Wait. No, you don't. Not when the broker, there's brokers all over the world. And those brokers don't have to sing anything or send anything or register with the United States FTC, because all you're talking about the United States. There were clients all around the world, Brandon, and the broker is set up not in the United States. So how do they need to sign? First of all, the broker
Are we
says
really
up
going to
front,
debate
you
securities laws?
do not take US clients. So that's
They
up to the,
didn't. They didn't take U.S. clients.
no, you can't, no, they're not going to take US clients. The
Well,
broker was not taking
well,
US clients. But
crypto
was
program.
there, I'm not, no. That crypto programs, we're talking about the broker here for Forex, who you said that the PAM is a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, it
That's
was.
what we're talking about.
It was.
Okay, so now you're just talking about me jumping all over the place. You're
Okay,
jumping over the
sure.
crypto program.
I'll give you that one this time, Ed. I'll
Okay,
give you that
so
one.
during this interview, we both have done this. Maybe me do it more than you have, but we're
I've done
human.
it
We
twice.
both
Yeah.
done
Go
it.
ahead.
No, or twice. Okay, thanks
Okay, go
for
ahead.
admitting that.
Go
The
ahead.
brokers offshore, they do not take US clients.
So if
US
I pull up
clients,
those reviews that say that they were scammed out of money, none of those people lived in the US?
no, I didn't say that.
But
I
if they
did
don't
not
take US
say that.
clients, then they can't
I
be from the
said,
US.
well, you know for a fact, you're a smart guy. You can use a VPN and change your IP address
Yeah.
and sign up where a website, just to be compliant in the Forex world,
Yeah.
that's not governed by the United States. They aren't almighty God with Forex. There's brokers all around the world,
You know that
and
the
they gotta,
securities laws are the same, virtually the same around the world?
yeah, so they don't take US clients.
Yeah, but no, I said securities laws are virtually the same around the world. I'm not saying
Yeah.
the
I
SEC's
can't
laws.
wait to see that documentation to prove that statement, because that's
All right.
I doubt that. I
Well,
doubt it. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm
let's
saying I
debate
doubt it.
securities laws. Let's do this. Like you said, we can be here for a while. You're
Mhm.
telling me that these things did not have to be registered with the SEC. Any investment, any passive investment that takes any money from anyone in the US has to be registered with the SEC, or you have to file for an exemption.
Okay, this broker doesn't take people's money from the US. They take
They do.
crypto. Lots of clients around the world use VPNs. It's common. Brandon, just talk to traders around the world, and they sign up with brokers in other countries around the world to fit their needs.
This is
It's common.
relevant. If they take any money from the US, then it would have to be with the SEC. If they take any money from Canada, then it would have
And
to
what
be
is money? What is the definition of money? Money is fiat. It's not crypto. They take crypto.
okay.
Brokers take crypto and not any fiat, USD, the franc, the British pound, the Australian dollar. This broker doesn't take it. Never did. So
Okay.
explain
So
how that falls under US regulations with US dollars.
can you see
It
my
can.
can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So Ponzi schemes using virtual currencies. Here from directly from the SEC. Any investment in securities in the United States remains subject to the jurisdiction of the SEC, regardless of whether the investment is made in US dollars
Yeah, the
or
key
in
was
virtual.
in the United States. It's not in the United States.
Well, they took US clients. That's all that matters.
No, they didn't take US clients. How do you know they took US clients?
The
Because the US
people
client could have
review.
easily used an VPN to get around the website saying it doesn't take US clients.
Okay, so let's
Because there's no KYC that it's a US client when
yeah,
they take crypto. They don't
KYC is
have to.
irrelevant. KYC is irrelevant.
Correct. Correct. So how do they know that they're a US client when somebody enters a name and an email address?
It doesn't matter if
L-
they know. It doesn't matter if they know. It's illegal.
Oh,
It's an illegal.
right. But they don't know if that person is a US client that
Yeah,
signed up. They didn't
so
go
they're
through their
are
computer
you
and
saying that they're hiding it to operate illegally? Is that your argument?
no, not at all.
Then
They
what are you
go
saying?
based off of the law in the
Tell me the
country
law.
that that broker sets up. I don't
No,
know the law in
okay,
the country that the broker set
false.
up. That's their business. It's not my business.
Yeah,
We're
false,
trying. I don't
false,
own that business. So how can I
false,
do that?
false. Okay, so the laws for securities, you're laughing like
In
condescendingly.
the United States, you're talking about.
You're laughing and you're being condescending about it, but here's the thing: securities laws are based on
In
being,
every country in the world?
yes, and virtually in every country in the world, they're very similar. So the securities laws are based on where the money is taken. The securities laws aren't based on where the company is set up. This is an
And how
argument
do
that
they know where the money is taken when it's crypto?
well, it's very simple after they investigate it afterwards. So crimes, the way that crimes works, crimes committed, it's investigated, and then people do they dive in and convict, right? So
If there's no crimes, there's no lawsuits against the broker.
okay, so this person here was in California, this person's in the US, this one doesn't say, this one doesn't say. The majority of these people are in the US. So that was in Australia. So Australia has the same securities laws. US, same thing. So you're trying to argue securities laws with me here, but
No, I'm not.
you have zero understanding of securities laws. It's very clear. I think at this point you would hopefully admit that I very clearly have more understanding of securities laws than you. I just proved one thing that you were saying completely false about cryptocurrencies.
No, you haven't proven anything about the broker, IMGFX, the country that it was set up in, and what their securities laws is.
Yeah, can you tell me why the country that it is set up in matters?
Can you tell me why brokers set up in all different countries around the world?
Well, it's usually due to like corporate structure, taxes, and those kinds of things. Okay, so now
And
can you
nothing to
tell
do
me?
with securities laws, nothing, right? They would
Absolutely
never
not.
do that? Okay.
No,
Okay.
I'm asking you if you can you tell me why they set up there? You're
No,
saying,
because I don't own the country. I don't own the brokerage, so I can't answer that
okay.
question.
So
Can you?
yeah, I actually can. It's
Okay.
very, it's,
Awesome.
they do it for corporate structure and for tax purposes, but securities laws, it only matters where you accept the money in. It only matters where you're
And
offering.
how do they know where the money's accepted when it's crypto?
Okay, so we're back to that argument again. Okay, so what you're saying is that they're trying to skirt the system. It's
No, I'm not saying that.
well, then
I
what are
don't
you
know what
saying
their
exactly?
intentions are. I'm just asking a
You don't know
question.
anything. I'm asking
I
you
just,
why.
I don't know anything. Okay.
That's
You
you
hear
know
that, audience?
your answer to all of my
I
questions.
asked a question. How do they know? How would a
The reason I said you don't know anything is because the reason I said you don't know anything is because your answer to everything is I don't know. I'm not the owner. I'm not this
let's get
person.
this straight, Brandon. You continue to mute me. The
Because you interrupt.
conversation's over.
Okay, leave. That's
I
fine.
said, if you continue to mute me,
If
the
you keep interrupting
conversation
me,
will
I'm
be
going to.
over.
You keep
Oh,
interrupting
is
me.
that how you're going to bully me? So you're going to say I'm the
You've
big bully because I
interrupted
like to
me
talk and
50
talk and
times.
talk, and you're going to go and mute me.
You've
I
interrupted
think
me.
you're in the same boat as me.
You've
Go ahead.
interrupted me. I couldn't even say that because you keep talking. You've
Go
interrupted me
ahead.
times. So yes, I will continue to mute you so that I can make at least a 20-second point. Just 20 seconds. You won't let me talk. So
Let's get out the stopwatch. Go ahead.
the reason why my response to you was that you don't know anything. I'm not saying that you're a dumb guy. Obviously, you're a smart guy. But yeah, you're good job, Ed. Show me the clock. Let's not act like we're 12, please. I'm not going to continue until you go acting like you're 12. Okay. So the reason why I said that
if you're going to
you
say
don't know,
20 seconds,
now you're interrupting me again. If you're going to say every time I say, oh, like, why is this happening? I don't know. I don't own it. I don't know. That's why I said you don't know, Ed. I'm not
oh,
saying,
okay.
I'm not saying that you don't know anything by me claiming that. I'm saying you're claiming not to know anything. So the securities laws, it only matters where the country that people are in when they are. So they're offering a security in the US. If someone's buying it in the US and they're offering it in the US, it's illegal.
Who
If
said that they're offering it in the US?
US customers are signing up for it, and it was open to US customers, even if
No, it wasn't. They clearly said on their website they didn't take US customers.
that doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Well, like
Got it.
if you're looking at a dog and someone says that's not a dog, and you know it's a dog, you're like, well, obviously, like that's irrelevant. Your argument here is not, it doesn't negate securities laws. Everything you're saying here is about plausible deniability. And you do know you understand these things because you actually had a company that was registered with the SEC a long time ago. You had lawyers for them. Do you have lawyers for CryptoProgram?
I don't have a lawyers for CryptoProgram. I'm an affiliate. I
Didn't
don't
you
own
set,
the
you said you
program.
set up the website, I think. In
No,
another,
I never said I set it up, ever.
you said you
I
brought it
can't
to the
wait.
public. Or you
No,
brought it to the internet. Sorry, you brought it to the
no,
internet.
no, no, no. I didn't bring it to the internet.
I'm going to insert a
The
clip.
guys that own it brought it to the internet.
I'll
I
insert a
talked
clip.
with them about the idea of it, and they asked me, what would you think the program would look like? I gave him my input, and then they built it, hired the dev team, bought the domain name, bought the hosting server, bought the mail server, and all the other stuff that goes into putting up a website, and they launched it.
And then they
Not
use
me.
you as the marketer, basically.
And I'm the affiliate. I'm the master affiliate. Correct. I've never said I wasn't. I
Okay,
am.
so if you're the master affiliate and you're promoting this, then You're actually breaking securities laws yourself because you're an unregistered and unlicensed.
That means every single person who's an affiliate is breaking the law because they're
Absolutely.
promoting it too, right? Okay, all right. So can't wait till the lawsuit comes for all 10,000 people.
So you basically just think like, oh, we're going to get away with. I have a question. What
No,
about?
I don't think we're going to get away because it's not a security.
Okay,
People are buying media packages and getting clicks for that media package, and then they get a result.
do you
They're
know?
buying, just like if you go to a list broker and say, I want to buy 10,000 emails and drop it. Drop it, that's the term. Do an email drop. Here's the copy, send it out. And then that company says, if you don't earn X amount off of your purchase price, we will guarantee it for you. And we'll either do you another drop, an email drop, and keep doing it until you get that payout because we're so confident in our product. This happens all the time with businesses. And we'll make sure that you get your return off of what you purchased. That's not a security. Somebody purchased a
Okay,
service.
so
That's what
according
happens
to
here.
so the SEC and case law since 1933. So it's the Securities Act of 1933. The reason how you determine what an investment contract is or a security is by using the Howey test, right? And the Howey test says that an investment contract or a security, they're interchangeable, exists when an investment of money in a common enterprise with the expectation of profit to be derived from the effort of others. Now, it doesn't matter how you change the names of saying, oh, no, it's a loan or whatever. That doesn't matter. What matters is the expectation of profit by putting your money into a common enterprise derived from a passive investment. That is how you determine that. And if you are saying that it's not a security, then why did Canada issue a securities fraud warning for CryptoProgram?
I don't know. I don't live in Canada. And who did they issue it to? The general public or the owners of the company?
CryptoProgram.
Yeah, no. Who did they issue it to? A public service announcement? Hey, we checked out this website and we say that it's this to the Canadian citizens. Is that what they did? Or did they
Crypto.
go and look up the owners of the program and send them this document and say, this is a security? Which one?
So
Or was it
back.
something else?
Well, I'm sharing my screen with you, and I'm trying to tell. So here's what it says. This is from the 2nd of March. I'm saying it's a security. You're not going to get lawyers to say that on the record, or like litigators. They're not going to say that on the record because they have to be certain and be in court prosecuting it before they can say that. I'm saying it because I don't have to abide by those rules, and the government in Canada is saying it. Here on March 2nd, background, CryptoProgram claims to have offices worldwide and claims to offer cryptocurrency investment packages. We are aware that CryptoProgram accepts BC residents as clients.
And that's wrong. And that's wrong. They don't claim to do investments.
CryptoProgram is not registered to trade in or advise on securities or derivatives in BC. We urge BC residents to exercise caution when dealing with firms that are not registered to trade or advise in BC. So if they're saying that it's a security and I'm saying it's security, and you're motivated to say it's not a security, I'm not. I have no reason to say it's a security unless it is. I just showed you the definition of a security and how you determine it.
Yeah, in Canada, right?
Well, securities laws are basically the same worldwide, yes.
Basically the same. Okay, that means they're not the same.
Virtually the same, yeah. In practice,
Virtually the same in practice, but
okay.
they're not all
Let's say it
exactly
this way, Ed. In the US and Canada, they're the same. Let's say it that way.
Okay, you could say whatever you want. That's fine. You
I
can say
just showed
it.
you documentation.
You just showed. You just showed it for Canada. Yeah, you just showed it for Canada. Okay. So what's next? Because Canada said it. What's next? Did they shut it down?
Eventually, there's going to be cease and desist. They're going to be issuing warnings in other countries.
Okay.
But here's what's going to happen.
Who are they sending a cease and desist to?
is your argument here is anonymous. You're saying like they're anonymous. These people are anonymous, so they can't send it to them. They're sending it to whoever is operating CryptoProgram, the company.
And okay, and who is that?
So basically, again, your argument is they're anonymous, so they can't do it. But what'll happen is
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just asking, who are they sending it to?
CryptoProgram, whoever operates that.
And who is that?
This is your argument for everything. You say they're anonymous people in the background. I don't know who they are because you won't tell anyone, Ed.
Right. So who are they going to send it to?
Documentation beats conversation. Who are they? They don't exist.
Yeah, that's exactly. So then who are they sending this document to? Of
Well,
cease and
if
desist.
I was a betting man, Ed, and I used
Mhm.
to be a professional poker player, if I was a betting man, if this does come down to litigation and it comes down to putting people in jail and those kind of things,
Mhm.
I think that I'm talking to the person that they'll be talking to.
Okay, that remains to be seen.
Yeah, well, you have plausible deniability, but you keep asking. All you have is anonymous traders for every anonymous traders, anonymous marketers, anonymous. All the three PAMs, people were anonymous, money disappeared. CryptoProgram, the people in the background that are operating it, anonymous, the money will disappear.
Hey, Brandon, news alert. I had my own PAM and I was the trader. And it closed recently, and 100% of the people earned profit, and it closed, and everybody received their profit and their capital back. Is it important that we cover that too? Because everything you're trying to share with me is negative, but
Documentation
there
beats
is.
conversation.
Yes. Why don't you ask the people that were in the PAMs? Because there's plenty of them that were in it,
No,
hundreds
like,
and hundreds.
but where's the documentation, Ed?
What documentation is needed to show that the PAM closed and people made a profit and they actually withdrew their funds?
I
Because
think
you're showing,
I think you just
what's
made
that?
this up on the fly here. That's what I'm
Oh,
thinking.
oh, okay, okay.
What was the
Ask,
name of
well,
the PAM? What was the name of the PAM?
it was my personal PAM.
Yeah, so what was
Now,
the
it wasn't called gold. It wasn't called 50/50 Forex. It was Ed's personal PAM.
okay.
And there's hundreds and hundreds of people that were in it, and
No
it closed down
documentation.
recently. Oh yeah, they all have their own documentation of their accounts. There's nobody complaining that they lost money. So I'll dig up all the people. I've got the email list. I got the names. Would you like me to share the names with you? Would you like me to have them comment or contact you directly that they actually were in a PAM that I traded myself and they made money and profit? Would you like me to do that?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, good.
I would. Yeah, I think that would be at least helpful. But I think that what's going to happen is that it'll end up being. Sorry.
What, that I paid 1,000 people to say something nice?
No,
Like I got
what I
enough
think
money
it'll
to
end
do
up
that?
being, what I think it'll end up being is the people that are involved in CryptoProgram that want it to work out, and they don't want
No?
this kind of information out there. So you've sent
Okay,
very
so
clear.
you can,
People are copy and pasting things onto YouTube channels right now. And I'm guessing inside your groups, you've asked people to do that, but you've already told me here that you're going to be asking them to. So
yeah, absolutely. I'm not denying that. Like, I'm not lying. I got nothing to hide. I'm transparent. I deal with the facts, and I got plenty of people to back up the facts because they had their own personal experience. And
yeah.
people don't necessarily,
Are
and
you?
that's considered documentation. It's if somebody's going to tell a story, because in your case, you've got hundreds of reviews that you said you've got
Documentation.
60 of them
Document.
of people that have posted it.
Right.
So
Those
when
are the only
people
ones I
post,
found.
right, and
There are way
keep
more.
digging,
There
keep
are way
spending the
more.
rest of your life digging. But I'm going to continue to have people share their experience of dealing with me, positive or negative, because the positive ones will far outweigh the negative ones.
Yeah.
And it's time that we combat what's happening here, where you're trying to destroy people's lives who was already destroyed 25 years ago because you want to bring it up, and you obviously
You're the
don't
victim here. You're the
understand.
victim.
No, 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 I'm not being a victim. I'm just sharing with you that when you were a certain age as a younger man, and today you're not the same man because you evolve, we all change. We either change for good or we change for bad, but nobody's ever the same.
The
Change
documentation
is
doesn't support
inevitable.
what you're saying.
So therefore, the people who share their positive experiences online can also be documentation, just like the 60 reviews you just shared on your screen. of people who had a negative experience.
Yeah.
That's fair game. I'm totally fine with that.
All right, so let's jump into the red flags of CryptoProgram. Let's move it along here. We talked about the unregistered security part. I showed you documentation. Documentation means conversation. So I showed you that. The next thing that I want to talk about is the high returns. Okay, so here the math doesn't quite make sense. How long have you been in the private version of CryptoProgram?
10 years.
10 years. Okay. How much did you invest, if you don't mind
Going
sharing?
on that I will not do. That's private.
Okay, so I'll do something for you then. You won't say that. I figured you wouldn't. But you said,
I can't wait to see the math because I knew you would do that.
yeah.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Are we still screen sharing? Is anybody screen sharing? I can't tell. It looks like you're screen sharing here. If you want to end the screen share.
There you go.
Yeah. So
I clicked it.
So you said, in other interviews, you said that the investment in the private group was a lot higher. So therefore,
Right.
also the returns were a lot higher. So you said that they paid out 50% per month. And you said that you've been in it for 10 years. And you also said the minimum investment is in the thousands.
That is incorrect.
No,
What
you said, sorry, it is incorrect. You said tens of thousands. I'm sorry.
Yes, on that point. But I also, what you said was incorrect is that I said that they paid out 50%. What I actually said was when I had my own program that I started back in 2007, 2008, that ended in 2012 when I did a reverse merger and took my private company public. I was paying out 50% for 4.5 years.
Got it.
And that wasn't a Ponzi scheme because in order to go public with my private company, I had to give everybody the money back. So obviously to the audience, hopefully they have some common sense. If I'm able to pay out for 4.5 years and doing affiliate marketing, putting $1 in, which is what I've been documented online with my videos, and getting $4 out, last time I checked, it's 300% total return on an ad campaign.
Yep.
And I paid out 50%, so I netted 250%. And then, of course, I had operation expenses out of that 250%. That's how you run a business. But I paid everybody 50%.
Got it.
That's
Okay.
what I said.
So you did say at a minimum, I will pull that up and I'll put it here. I'll just drop it into, like, I won't cut our audio, but I'll drop it over top here and let it run, and then we'll pick right back up. But you did say that they paid out more whenever it was private because the investment was larger. So if you don't want to claim it's 50%, that's fine, but I'm quite certain you did.
Well, I didn't get 50%. I got started in it in 2012, 4.5 years after they got started. And I'm not going to tell people exactly how much I put in. I'm not going to say what percentage, but it wasn't 50%. I also have said in the other videos that you haven't watched that the most that they're going to pay out on the crypto program is 25. So it could be somewhere in between. I don't know because I haven't referred anybody.
So you're saying now that you're on record saying 25%.
I've always said
25% is the max, that you might have months where it's less.
For the crypto program, I've said they're only paying out 25%, not less and not more.
Oh, so they are paying out 25%. Is that what you said?
For the crypto program, I've said it in all my videos. That's what a client earns on a media package when they purchase it.
So it's not fluctuating.
Correct.
It won't ever adjust down for any reason. Is that what you're saying? On record, it will never go.
I'm not. No. On record, what I'm saying, to be clear, is, and on record, what I'm saying is, it's not my company. They could decide at any time to change that payout amount. I'm not saying that I'm guaranteeing. The anonymous people
All
behind the scenes.
all those people.
Yes, 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 exactly. Yes, yes. Okay.
Okay, so the people in the
Since we're on the
background.
record, don't say that I'm saying that it could be less or it could be more. I'm saying any business could make it more or less if they choose to do that. And since I don't own it, I don't know if it's going to be more or less. Right
Okay,
now, I know what it is.
that makes sense. The plausible deniability there works fine.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's get back to the math. You said it wasn't 50%, but you are on video, which I will put here, saying that it is more than 25% for sure. So I put it in at 30%. You've been in it for 12 years.
Yes, I can't wait to see the spreadsheet.
It's not a spreadsheet. It's just the compound interest calculator with withdrawals
Yeah,
and doubling
same
them.
thing.
Okay,
Show the
so
results.
it's a number that like just doesn't even, of course, you know what I'm about to show you.
Of
So I'm
course.
going to need a clear explanation of this, basically. Let's see, I just hit calculate. All right, so you've been in this for 10 years. You said
Yes.
in an interview that tens of thousands was the minimum investment back then for this private group. So I put it at the absolute minimum of 10,000. I put the interest rate at 30% monthly. And then we're here at 10 years. And this is withdrawing 1,000 a month in the first year and then doubling it every year after that for 10 years, double.
Yes.
Okay, and
I use a similar website as well.
yeah, okay. So what is this number? Let's see. This is million, billion, trillion, quadrillion. So you have $306 quadrillion if you did that. And I know that what you're going to say is, well, like, oh, well, maybe I had to take some money out for something. But if you did take, you're a smart guy. Like you're an investor, you're a businessman. You know that if you have an investment like this, you wouldn't take money out. It's only 10 grand. Do you really need 10 grand to take out of it? Or say a year later, you take out all 300 grand? Like, no, you're a smart guy. You would figure out a way to make up enough money. So if you've been in this for 10 years at 30% and you were withdrawing money, this is you withdrawing $12 million over those 10 years. And now you have $306 quadrillion. So what is I mean, you're okay. Let's hear what you have to say here. Let's hear what you have to say about why you're not retired a quadrillionaire.
It's a simple answer.
Simple. Yeah.
I enjoy helping people. And when people lose money, for whatever reason, I enjoy helping them recover it, which is what I've been doing.
So
Is there something wrong with that?
Yeah. So the question here is, all right, 306 quadrillion. Say you just gave away $1 billion. You still have 306.
Or half of it, right? Or half of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So
we gave away half of it.
Well, but the number here, Ed, is 306 quadrillion, and I put in the minimum numbers.
Right.
Yeah. So you made $306 quadrillion, which is like 100 million times the entire GDP of the planet.
Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Share the screen again for the audience.
Yeah, so you can understand what you're claiming that you gave away this amount of money.
No, I didn't say that. Anything about giving it away.
Well, you gave it. You gave it to people who you were scammed.
No. I didn't say. I said I enjoy helping people and helping them recover their money. Scroll up to the top.
A quick question about that, really fast, and I'll do it. Is if you enjoy giving away money to people who lost money,
I didn't say I enjoy giving away my money to people who lost money. I said I'm doing that now. Yes.
Okay,
there's people in the PAMs that are receiving money.
Yeah, but my question was, why don't you have $306 quadrillion?
And my answer is scroll up so you can see the original amounts. Okay.
$10,000.
Okay, 10,000, 30% interest monthly, compounded over 10 years, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
With withdrawals.
Of how much withdrawal?
Monthly withdrawals, I put them at 1,000 and then I doubled them every year. So you actually, in this scenario, would have withdrawn $12.2 million.
Yeah, but scroll back up. You won't let me get to my point. You keep interrupting. Can I have 20 seconds, please?
I literally talked for 10 seconds. Go ahead.
Oh, can I have 10 seconds, please?
You can have
This
5
shows as
minutes.
if it, awesome. This shows compounding it every single month. Their program is just like the crypto program in terms of the money is paid out every single month. It doesn't compound.
Why?
So you get
Why
paid
wouldn't
out.
it?
No. They've set it up that it compounds. They pay out the returns. It doesn't stay in the program to compound. They
I
never
understand.
have.
I understand.
Okay, so when I had my program and my good friend gave me the first $10,000, I paid him $5,000 the next month. That means I still had the original 10, just like these guys have the original amount of money. They don't get that 5 grand back unless the person wants to add, but they can't add 5 because there's a minimum and they would need to add more money. So all the profits are paid out every single month.
Yeah. So
Not compounded. So therefore, your calculator is incorrect because we'd actually have to know when I got paid out, did I add any back in? And the answer is that's my own private business.
yeah.
You
So
can create any calculator you want.
yeah.
If the 10 grand pays out 3 grand, the 10 grand's still in there. It only earns 3 grand each and every month.
Yeah. So
The audience
I
understands that.
preface
So there's no compounding here, Brandon.
so
No
I
compounding.
preface so I preface this before you
How?
just gave your answer by saying this is exactly what I said. I said, Ed, you're a smart guy. If you know that your $10,000 investment can turn into 306 quadrillion, and you being a successful businessman since however long, you don't need 10 grand. So if you put 10 grand in, which is like the minimum, absolute minimum investment, why would you take 3 grand, 5 grand profit, whatever it is, every month? And I said, you're a smart guy, you're a
I
businessman.
just told you, Brandon, the system pays you out. You can't keep it in there. There's no compounding. It pays you out, physically pays you out. So
I
now that
understand.
3 grand profit is not in anymore.
But then you can put the 3 grand back in, correct?
No, you have a minimum of what each media package is. The minimum.
Yeah, but
You have a minimum.
this was a private deal. Okay, like say you
Correct.
put in 10 grand, you waited 3 months, put in 10 grand again, waited 3
Correct.
months,
You
put in
could.
10. Okay, if you did that, you would still have like 700 like trillion dollars. Like, okay, let's make it 700 trillion instead of 306 quadrillion.
Okay, that's a ridiculous number, right?
Yeah, that's
Because
absolutely
nobody has 700 trillion.
uh
So in other words, a person would have to do that.
yes, but
I didn't.
my point is you saying you invested in this 10 years ago. You're a smart guy. Obviously, you would put your money back. Obviously. Look, if you want to claim to be like a savvy businessman or investor, then you know that if you leave money into something like this,
I have left quite a bit of mine in there. Yeah, absolutely.
okay, yeah, you know if you leave some of your money in here, especially starting early, that it's going to turn into a massive, massive number. And you're saying the program doesn't work like that. What if I didn't compound? But are you telling me that you're
No,
stupid?
there's no what if it didn't compound. You can't compound it. Just like the crypto program, you can't compound it.
You can physically put your money back into the program.
Yeah, if you have the minimum. So in the crypto program, one package is
Yeah.
media package is 500 USDT in crypto.
Yes.
It pays out 25% of that crypto. That's 125. You don't have enough to buy another 500 package. You'd have to take your own money and add to it if you were to do that.
Okay, so let's say that it's quarterly then, based on what you're saying.
You can say whatever you want, but now, audience, this is completely speculative. This is up to each individual and what the amount they want to do or reinvest, or even if there's an opportunity to reinvest, because there isn't. That program closes on and off. It doesn't, you can't just, okay, today I woke up, I want to add another 10 grand. It doesn't work that way.
So people
You
can't.
don't know anything about the private program
So
that's been
people.
going on for 15 years. You don't know about it. And I'm not sharing it. And that has
You did share
nothing
it.
to do with the crypto program. No,
You did.
no, no.
You did
I'm
share it.
not, I didn't share how it works,
You
how
should.
much,
Yeah, you did.
how often people can buy into it. Find me a video online that says how often people can buy into it.
Okay, let's take crypto
I'd love
program.
to see it.
Let's take crypto
Yes, go
program.
ahead. Let's do that. Go ahead.
Let's do 550 for 10 years. So do you?
No, it's 500. 50 goes to the referral program.
Okay, sure. $550 investment though.
Correct.
Did you just call it an investment?
No, not an investment.
I said it's a $550 investment. You said
Okay.
yes.
You know what? I'm human. Therefore, I retract that. It is not an investment. You've been saying the word investment. I've been tuned to the word investment, and I do make mistakes, so I retract it.
I will say that, like, legally, it doesn't matter what you call it. So it doesn't really matter what you call it.
That's fine. Then why did you even bring that up?
Because you think it
Since
matters.
you know it so well. Okay.
You think it matters.
Fine. Okay.
Okay. So 500, 25% monthly. Let's compound it for 10 years.
You can't compound it for 10 years because a person actually has to buy another package 4 months later.
1 second. Okay, yeah. So let's do it 4 months later.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Share screen. Where are we at? This is the screen. Okay, so this is the math. $500 investment, 10 years, 25% interest rate. This is what you pay monthly. And then it is compounded quarterly, 4 times a year. And now you have
quarterly is not 4 times a year. It's because it's paid out 4 months, 3 times a year. 4 times 3 is 12.
Okay, fair. Let's do half a year.
I mean, you're not accurate. It's not every 3 months.
Okay, that's fine. I'll give you Ed. Look, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt here and say
no. I just want you to run real numbers.
Fine. I can't run real numbers in this calculator, so I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt here. I'm going to put it at half yearly rather than which this math is still wrong. It's actually closer to quarterly because we get into the details on the math, but it's closer to that. Because you could put in 75% instead of 100%. So anyways, so this is the math on CryptoProgram. If you put in $500, 25% monthly.
Well, you don't put in $500. You put in 500 in crypto, but that's okay.
Okay, same thing. It's pegged. It's pegged to the dollar, and that's irrelevant for our conversation.
Okay.
I mean, can you explain why that's relevant?
Because somebody that lives in a different country than Australia, New Zealand.
But if they keep
mentioning the word dollars, and it's not dollars to them, it's the franc, it's the Deutschmark.
Okay, but it is the equivalent of $500.
No, it isn't, because it fluctuates. It goes down. Look at USDC. It just went down to 80 something cents.
Well, that's a new thing, but okay, sure.
It's all of a sudden a new thing.
Well, yeah.
So in other words, it can't happen. The dollar is always the dollar. If you're talking $500, it's always. When has it never been $500? $500 is $500.
Let's be fair. The dollar fluctuates too. Okay. Anyways,
against other currencies in the world.
Yeah.
Correct.
No semantics here. Let's get back into it.
$500
initial investment, 25% interest rate, 10 years.
It's not initial investment. It's a purchase of a media package.
Okay. Same thing. Literally same thing.
No, it isn't.
It is. You put money in, you get money out. You get more money out than you put in. That's an investment. Okay, half yearly. So twice.
Are you saying? Wait a second. Are you saying when I gave Google $1 and then I received back $4, that's an investment?
That's a negative investment, but that's not what these people are doing.
How is it a negative? I put $1 in and I get $4 back.
No, I'm saying it's possible that it's negative. The expectation is profit. But that's irrelevant in this conversation because they're not giving Google $1. They're giving.
No, it's a guarantee. Anybody can give a guarantee on their service.
That's actually a red flag too. We're getting sidetracked. We're getting sidetracked. I'm going to go back to the math because you're avoiding it. $500.
I'm just commentating on each of your words.
Okay, I'm going to commentate on this. Initial investment, $500, 25% interest rate, 10 years. Okay, 500 USDC, whatever. We're going to use the basic math. It's the same return. Okay. No extra deposits. Compounds only bi-yearly, half a year. So that's even less than what it actually compounds. $500 would be what is this? 45 billion? Okay. So I mean, what are your thoughts on
that's not 45 billion.
Okay, is that million? Let's see. Thousand, million, billion. So yeah, billion. Yeah.
Okay, 45 billion. Yeah.
Okay, so
over 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that? Is that possible? Is that like they're going to be there a $500 investment is going to turn them into one of the richest people in the world in 10 years?
I'm not going to answer, is a $500 investment going to create them one of the richest people in the world?
Why not?
Because people are people, and they take their whatever currency, in this case crypto, out, and they use it for other things.
So what if they don't?
And there's have you ever looked up how much advertising is being purchased
I've been
online
an
worldwide?
advertiser for 10 years. I've spent 8 figures on advertising.
Awesome.
Okay.
Right.
That's irrelevant. Like
No,
the
it
thing
isn't,
it
because
is.
the inventory is out there to purchase. And
Okay.
there's trillions being made in profit on advertising.
Yes. Okay. There are trillions. I don't know. Let's back that up. Is
Well,
there
okay.
trillions
Well,
of
I don't
dollars
know.
in the world? How many trillions of dollars is the GDP of the entire United States
Why don't you tell us?
or the entire? Oh, let's Google it.
Yeah.
GDP of world
Hmm.
96 trillion. So you're saying that people spend billions on advertising and make trillions every year in advertising?
No, I didn't say that. You just said that.
Well, what did you say exactly? Let's get it specific.
I'm saying that companies earn billions upon billions, trillions upon trillions worldwide. Companies do.
Oh,
And
okay.
a lot of those companies earn it now online through advertising.
Okay. A couple. Yeah. So does
Couple.
that mean that people that invest $500 into CryptoProgram, does that mean that it's likely, if why wouldn't they compound? Let's start there. Why wouldn't they compound? Maybe they
That's a
need $500, but not
maybe,
everyone.
maybe since you want to play the maybe game, maybe you should ask those people in 10 years from now if they actually compounded or not. Because based on my experience, most people don't compound, but for a
Why?
short period of time.
Why do you think someone wouldn't compound? What do you think so for you, let's use you
Because they have a financial need.
instead of playing what if games. You got into this 10 years ago. You put in however much money, tens of thousands. Why wouldn't you compound it? Okay, you're saying, oh, you couldn't compound, but now CryptoProgram can compound. And if someone's smart, they would leave their money in, because who wouldn't want to retire with $45 billion in this amount of time? Like it's $500. Sure, some people need $500, but the majority of people don't need $500. You spend that whenever you go to dinner with your family, Ed.
No, I spend more than that.
Well, you told me that you don't have a family now to be okay. I don't want to go there, but
No, I do have a family. I have 5 kids and a grandson.
okay. So whenever you go out to your favorite Japanese restaurant, I
Yes,
think you
correct.
said it was sushi. The bill is more than $500. Okay,
Japanese steakhouse that has
steakhouse.
sushi.
Got
Yes.
it. Okay.
You always get things confused, but that's okay.
Well, these details don't matter.
Well, then why are
So
you bringing them up?
because you're bringing it up, you're saying that people need
I'm
five hundred
bringing what
dollars.
up?
You're saying people need $500. You're saying, oh, they
I'm
have a
saying people
monetary need.
need 500.
You
I'm
said
saying people
people.
need 500.
Please quit. Yes, you said that. You
Where
said
have I said that?
people have a monetary need is why they don't compound. What I'm saying is, if the minimum investment is $500, why do they need the $500 in that case? Why do they need the returns? It's only
Oh, okay.
$500.
Yeah. Because people have bills, people have debt, people have a lifestyle that they'd love to have that they don't have now. That all costs money. That's reason why people don't compound it, especially during the first few years. They're not going to compound it. Some
So
people will compound it until it
yes,
gets to a certain amount of
some
income.
people.
Some people will. Some people, right? Some people would, and then they'll let it compound because they have financial obligations that are taken care of through another stream of income or a job. And at some point in time, they stop compounding it and they use it for their lifestyle or make a major purchase, a car, a house, a second house. Help people.
Yes.
Why is it that most people who win the lottery lose their money? Because they blow it.
Okay.
There's some
Sure.
documented proof of how
Yeah.
people who never had that kind of money before don't compound it. They blow it.
Okay, so what about let's just say it's 1% of people that would compound. I'll give you that. Most people don't understand money that much. You understand money. So you're a smart guy. If you had this opportunity and you're looking at it, you do the numbers, you have no reason not to compound. You can take out in year 5, you can start taking out like half of your payment and you would still be a billionaire. So why wouldn't you, like, you're a smart guy, why wouldn't you compound?
I do some compounding. I do.
Yeah.
But that's personal to me of how much. It's
Yeah.
like you. I've earned 8 figures in advertising, but now on the Ponzi patrol. Everybody has their reasons. You have your personal reasons. I have mine. Some people will share their personal reasons. Others don't need to. This is a conversation supposed to be about my character, is what you told me, and the crypto program.
This is
Not
crypto program.
about not about what you're creating. What some people do this, maybe some people don't, maybe I don't know. We're only 9 months in.
Yeah.
Ask me later when we're
But
5 years in, 3
it's
years in, 10 years in.
no, you're decades in. You said that in an interview.
No, 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 no. I'm talking about the crypto program.
Yeah, me too. You're the private crypto program's decades. This one is only 9
No, it's
months.
not the private crypto program. That program's totally different. It's
Yeah,
not
it
the
pays
exact
more. Yeah, yeah.
same program.
I know it pays more.
Yeah, it
So
does.
so this one pays less, and this is 25%. I put in $10,000, Ed, 25% bi-yearly, and this comes up with 909 trillion, which is more money than exists in the entire world in 10 years. So do you think this is sustainable? This is one person putting in 10 grand.
Right.
And if one person decided to compound, even half the time, do you think that this would make it sustainable?
No, but not everybody compounds.
I didn't say everybody. I said if one person compounds. This is more money than
That's right.
exists in the world.
And I don't have access to know the other program because it's not my company and it's not my business.
Yeah.
If anybody's compounded all of their money over the course of time, I have no idea. I just know that I'm paid out and they've been paying out for 15 years.
Got it.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
So you could speculate all day long
Yeah.
and make it sound like it's a red flag and it's a scam and it's
Let's not
Ponzi and your money's not going to do. So there's no documented proof about that company other than myself and my story, and that's it. And you want to compare what the crypto program is to another program with speculative commentary about if somebody were to compound.
Yeah, if one person out of thousands decides that they want to be the richest person in the world and have more money than exists in the entire world. But here's the thing, it doesn't change the math for your company because they would just be
my company. This is not my company.
All right, okay, I understand you're saying that. So if they are, like, even if they put the money back in or they don't, it shouldn't change the math for you too much. Because, like, why can't you, this business should be generating these same returns by this point by themselves. They're making more than this is what you claim. So if the business is making more than this and they're paying out 25%, let's say they have $1 million and they've been doing it for however long. They're a company. They reinvest some profits for sure. They don't have monetary needs. Their monetary needs are ad spend.
Yeah, and expenses and expand. Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's say they have a 100% ROI monthly. Let's just say that they make 50% per month. They're getting 25%. Let's say they started with $1 million. They end up with some number that I can't even read. So, like, that's unsustainable. It doesn't matter if one individual does it or if they don't. It matters what the company is doing. So we talked about one person in the company that only put in 10 grand. This company is doing this with millions of dollars, clearly at this point. Yeah. Absolutely. So and if their ROI, you're saying they're making way more than that. You said that.
They do.
Okay. Yes. In that case, then they would be, by this point, now that we're 10 years in, they would have more money than exists in the entire world. What is
if you
your,
say so.
well, it's just pure math. Like, what do you mean? Can you show
Okay.
me mathematically how that wouldn't work?
No, I'm not going to show you mathematically that didn't work. I'm not
Well, I
going
don't
to go
think you
to,
can. It's literally impossible.
okay,
Okay.
great. That if you believe so,
I mean,
correct.
that's
You're
a
correct.
that's a very good argument, Ed. I just don't. I'm not going to show you.
Great.
Okay.
Okay. So
Um,
you got your red flag.
that's a massive red flag. Okay. So
Awesome.
do you think these returns are like reasonable or somewhat normal, or I mean,
Yes, because I just shared with you, and I'll share it again with the audience. I did it for 4.5 years.
yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So can you name all right. Well, you didn't do what you claim for 4.5 years. I looked at your company, and whenever you were liquidating your shares at the end, you had 1.8 million shares, and you liquidated it 5 cents each. Uh, you only liquidated 500,000 from what I saw, but that was for $25,000. It looked to me like the company, the shares that you owned were worth about $90,000. Anybody
Wait,
can look.
you saw those shares in my name, right?
You and your wife, yeah, that you
Yeah,
sold
yeah.
back to your company. That
Right,
someone had
right,
to buy
right,
your shares. Yes.
right, right. But did you look at the other shares that were in other names of other companies that I had? Did you count those?
The
Oh, no, you didn't, because
oh,
you don't know those companies and you don't know
I
the
do. You have
names of the people
EZ,
that and
JWR,
no,
OW.
no, no, no,
I
no.
can pull this
That
up.
was the public. That was the publicly traded company that we did the
Exactly.
reverse merger with. But I'm talking about the investors in the publicly traded company. Now we're going to have a real conversation here.
Yeah,
Who
5 cents per
received
share.
shares, have received shares, and actually sold those shares.
Okay, can you
No,
show?
you don't know the names of those.
Can
No,
you
and I'm
show
not
me?
going to show you that because this is about the
That's
crypto program.
convenience.
This is about what's convenient
Convenience.
because it's irrelevant to the crypto program and it's irrelevant to my character. That's my business and my private business of owning
Public business.
shares. No,
Public
no,
business.
no, no. It's a private of who had those shares and what names and what they sold them for.
Yeah.
That is irrelevant to this conversation, my friend.
Okay, let me share how this
Irrelevant.
is relevant. I'll share how this.
You want to accuse
I'm going to
me of
mute
going
you.
down a different path.
Keep
You
going.
just went down another path. So go ahead.
You said it's not relevant. I'm going to share how it's relevant. You're saying that you did it in a publicly traded company for 4.5 years, and I'm saying that you
No, no,
did
no,
it.
no, 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 no. Stop. No,
Okay,
no.
so there's no
I
proof of it.
I did it from no, 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 no. 2007 to 2012 before I took the company public is when
Ah,
I was doing the AdWords. In the publicly traded company, I had to give everybody's money back. If you paid attention to what I was saying, I made it clear. I had to give all the private money back
yeah.
before we went public. Did you not hear that? Because
There's
I
like
just said it a second
150
time.
grand, something like that. Yeah. So you're claiming like all these profits. What were you doing in this case? Since you're
150 grand. No, I was spending millions upon millions of dollars.
no,
What are
I'm
you
talking
talking
about
about?
that you had to pay back. You said you had to pay something back. I saw something for like
All of the
15.
private money, all the private money that I was spending on all the AdWord campaigns, millions and millions and millions of dollars. That was from private money that
So
I
after
raised as a company.
so after you went public, you quit doing
Yes.
what you were
Yeah.
doing.
In order
But
to
there's no
go
proof.
public, in order to go public, in order to go public, we had to give everybody's money back.
So there's
Don't
no.
you understand that? Mr. I know everything about securities
I
and
do. Yeah.
stuff.
Well, more
Okay,
than you
so
clearly.
you can't take that into a publicly traded company. You can't.
Sure. Okay. So you got rid of the debt that you had to pay off. Okay, that's fair. But what you don't have proof of is generating these massive returns for 4.5 years. Do you have
Yes, I
any proof
do.
of that?
I gave you Max Bounty. You can go to them. They see that
You gave me.
they'll show you that how much money. I don't know if they'll show you because it's a private company and they're not obligated to do it. But you asked me if I could have some kind of affiliate network vouch for me. A lot of affiliate networks changed their names. I don't know what they changed their names to, but Max Bounty's still in business. And they got started in the early 2000s. And I was a big affiliate for them. And they were sending us tons of money every single week from the conversions that we did.
Yeah. So you gave me some names, and those names that you gave me were. Let me pull this up here.
That can vouch for me being in the affiliate marketing space. And there's many, many more.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll have to overlay this on the screen, but you can take my word for it here, because I don't know how to use Twitter very well, to be fair. So I put out a tweet asking the people that you told me that would verify you, or that would verify that you were involved in the space. One of the names you gave me was Dan Locke. You gave me few other names. I sent a tweet to 4 of them that at least seemed like they were relevant or like used Twitter or had a following. And none of them replied to me. So that you have no proof. You gave me names. I reached out to them to say, hey, can you vouch for Ed Zimbardi to say that, you know, he's involved in this stuff? You gave me the names. I reached out to them.
Yes.
They did not reply to me. Maybe it's because
Yeah.
I don't have a following or something, but you know, come on.
Or maybe it's because when I gave them to you to the time that this interview is live today on the 20th of March, that they are busy. I don't know. They have a life and I
It's
don't know.
4 days in
Who
Twitter.
knows?
I mean, okay. I mean, say whatever you want, but
Yep.
that's
Just as you're doing.
you gave me people that you said would vouch for you, and I reached
That
out to
can
them. They,
claim, not vouch for me, that they would claim that I was in the space back in the day. They were clients of mine as well.
well,
I had a
that's not
fulfillment company.
that wasn't exactly what I was asking. To be fair, anyway, to
Oh,
whenever I was asking that.
okay.
Okay, so the reason why that stuff matters is because you have no proof. Everything that you've said here is claims, and documentation beats conversation. And I'm asking for proof that you generated this massive ROI for 4.5 years, and that you're paying people back 50%.
So from 2007 to 2012, I'm supposed to keep all of my records. I don't have those accounts anymore.
That's
I mean,
convenient.
for you to, no,
It
I
is.
don't
Everything here
have
is convenient for
records
you.
of business that I did. I had a website hosting and design company in 1999. When I came home, I started that business up. There's been no mention of that, but I also, that domain is gone. I don't have it. I don't have documentation of all my clients. Who keeps records of their business for that long a period of time? I've
Okay,
moved on.
all right. Like
So
maybe
I don't get that.
maybe like 1099s if you paid yourself out where you had a private company.
It's a
Um,
private company. I got to share my tax returns with you now.
no, I'm just saying. Yeah,
What
so
is, see the reaching you're trying to do here
it's
just to
not reaching yet.
discredit me? Oh
It's not
yeah,
reaching yet.
asking me if I've got 1099. Of course I got 1099s. Am I going to share it with you?
I,
No. What does that
I'm
got to
going
do
to
with the
finish.
crypto program?
I'm going to finish what I have to say, and I'm going to have to mute you if you don't let me. So what it has to do with the crypto program is that everything that you can't show documentation of, you make claims. I ask for documentation. You say, "Oh, well, that was a long time ago," or you say, "Oh, well, it's been 5 days, and they just probably didn't reply to you." Oh, the traders are anonymous. All the people in the background are anonymous, and everybody has to rely on your word that this stuff is real. I showed you the math. The math makes no sense. So, and then here's how this is relevant. You claimed, you claimed that you did this for 4.5 years, where you made and paid people back 50%, and you were making way
Yep.
more. Okay,
Yep.
that's your proof that this math is right, that it
And
works.
why do I have to prove that of a company I did in 2007 to 2012 before I went public? Why do I have
For
to prove that to you?
credibility. It's for credibility.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So anonymous traders, you're making claims that you can't back up. Documentation beats conversation. This is what you've said many
Okay.
times.
Yeah.
You have no
And let's talk about the lack of documentation since you're on that topic. May I speak?
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Great. If I've done all this bad of stealing everybody's money, where's the lawsuits against me? Have you found any of those yet?
I
Because
found
they're
one
on
that
it.
I found one that you filed and they
That's number
counter.
one.
Yeah, I found one that you filed and they countersued. I didn't ever see the outcome of that. Can you share the outcome of that with
Tell me
documentation?
the name of the lawsuit.
I'll just screen share. It was whenever you were running the printing type company. You're dealing with what you were selling like hair extensions and those kinds of things. But this was the hair extensions were afterwards. That's hilarious, by the way. But you were shipping out like self improvement or make money online type stuff.
Ah, yes. Stumpernet.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, you have so many lawsuits you don't remember. Like, what do you mean? I'm
No, no,
talking about.
no, 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 no. No, no, no. Stumpernet. You don't, I want to know for what company or against me. I had asked you the question
I
against
know.
me.
I'm
That's what
asking
I asked.
why
I didn't
you.
ask you about the companies. I asked
I'm
you,
asking
did you
why
find
you
a,
didn't realize which lawsuit I was talking about. You were like, which lawsuit?
because there hasn't been a lawsuit against me personally. That's why. There's
Yeah.
your answer.
So that's
Because
in
I've been sued
hindsight.
before and I've sued.
There's
Now,
when you were
to answer the
involved.
question, to answer the question. Stumpernet didn't pay their invoice. We sued them for not paying their invoice, and then we settled out of court.
Can you show
Simple.
anything related to that? Because they
Yes,
countersued you. They
I'll have
countersued.
to go. Yeah, and obviously there's no documentation that they won. We settled out of court. It's normal for companies
Right. So
to
there's no
countersue.
documentation of they
Yes,
also
there's definitely documentation there. If I had to have to get it, I just got to go dig it up. That's all.
so
But I
what
don't have it here on this computer because this computer has nothing to do with what happened back in 2007, 2008.
yeah, so just to tell you why I'm at or why I'm saying this, because you said there were no lawsuits. You sued someone, they countersued you, and then now there's no documentation of what actually happened. I was asking you what happened and to provide
It's
documentation.
settled out of court. There's
There's
your
no
answer. It's
documentation.
settled out of court.
No documentation.
Okay. Well, show the documentation that what the results of the suit was. If it actually went to trial, can you
You're the
show
one
that?
that has it settled out of court. You have the documentation. Why would I have it
Yeah.
settled out of court?
Yeah, I'm saying if it didn't settle out of court and I'm lying, where's I have the documentation about the lawsuit. Yeah, of course I do. But not here right now for me to share my screen. As I just said, we're in 2023. It happened a long time ago and it's on an old computer or hard drive.
But you
And I got
claim
boxes
there are
of
no
hard drives.
lawsuits. And I said,
No, I said there's no lawsuits against me. Let's
yes.
get it straight. There was a lawsuit against the company.
And let's get it straight. I said that
And
you
I
filed a
am the
lawsuit
and the company I
and
was
they countersued.
associated with did the lawsuit against them. They just countersued. So again, where's the lawsuits that I stole any money? Because the company you just mentioned was a company that did the fulfillment, because you said it. It was a fulfillment company. So obviously, we did shipping for all of our clients, including Dan Locke, which was one of them, one of our good clients. Bottom line is, we shipped out the products and didn't get paid. That's normal in businesses. It happens all the time. You give your client a line of credit and you ship out a whole bunch of stuff and buy a whole bunch of materials to fulfill their orders, and you have payroll, and then you got to fulfill payroll, but they're a good client and good standing, and all of a sudden they're not. It draws a lawsuit. We initiated it. They countersued.
I was just asking for
For,
the documentation of what happened. And you said out of court. And I said, okay, do you have any documentation you could show? You don't have it now. That's fine. Maybe you can
yeah,
pull
I
that
need
up
some
some other.
time for that. Yeah,
I wasn't saying
absolutely. But
here.
what I said was, show me a lawsuit that's against me where I've stole money from somebody or scammed them, because you got all this documentation of
Plenty of
people
documentation.
posting stuff online of unhappy people creating reviews. But I want to know, where are these lawsuits? Because I haven't had one against me yet from any of these people. Where's the lawsuit?
Well, there's an investigation. These people.
Yes, I'm fully aware of that. I actually received that same copy of that email from Melanie Smith.
Yeah. So,
She
but
was in one of the PAMs.
you're saying that there's
Where's the
no.
lawsuit? The PAM's been closed for 9 months. Where's the lawsuit?
You're saying there's no documentation. I'm just going to scroll through this again. This is
I
all.
said there's no documentation of a lawsuit against me. Be
Okay,
clear, please.
okay, that's fair. But also, you said there's no documentation, anyone like saying that you scammed them, and then you caught yourself, and then I pulled that up for you. There are
There's
hundreds.
no documentation of people who I've scammed that have produced a lawsuit against me. If I've scammed them, where's the lawsuit? You know why? Because documentation beats conversation all day long. They probably, I would imagine, basic common sense, and you're a smart guy too, Brandon. If you were scammed and you lost a lot of money, that was a lot of money to you, because it's relative, right? A lot of money could mean a little bit of money to somebody else, but it's a lot of money. Bottom line is, wouldn't you go and consult an attorney? You're a smart guy. You go and consult an attorney. You produce all of your evidence that Ed Zimbardi scammed you, and then you file a lawsuit so you can get a conviction against them and go on record. But there's people that use 60 of them. Where's the 60 lawsuits from these people? Where's that documentation? There hasn't been any. It's because they don't have a case against me. they're upset. There are people that are emotionally addicted to their money. They feel like they've been scammed because it was an anonymous trader or it's an anonymous company. Fine, I understand that. I totally get it. But you know what I want to know the answers to, Brandon? They knew it was anonymous traders. Why did they even get involved? Did they not have enough financial self-discipline to say,
I'm not
I'm
saying
not getting involved? No, I'm just speculating here. Let
no,
me
but
finish.
I'm not going to entertain like
What?
you're shaming victims of a
That's
scam.
no. I'm not shaming them. I'm saying, where is
I'm saying
people's
it's their
personal
fault.
response?
Where's
Why
yours?
can't people take personal responsibility for their actions and decisions and say no to an opportunity because it's had anonymous traders in a PAM? No. I'm not blaming them. I'm just asking a question. Why? I'm not blaming them,
Okay,
but
I
I
can
want to
tell
know
you.
why.
I can
Why?
tell you.
Why? Tell me
They're
why.
okay. So you're very good at telling stories and convincing people of things, and I mean that's part of it. And they'll
So are
also
you.
they'll say that they're yeah, but I bring the facts. Like I just showed you the math is incorrect. You have no answer. I said, "Where's the documentation?" You have no answer. Anyways,
Where's the documentation for what that I gave no answer for?
the math. You have no
No,
like I
you
said.
said
Yeah, I said the company. We don't have to go back to the math, Ed. It's on video. You said I don't have an answer for why this company hasn't generated more money than exists in the world. It's basically like you didn't have an answer. You're like I can't
yeah,
show.
because you know why? Because it's not my company, and I don't have to answer that. That makes no sense to me. Why
Yes.
would I agree with you with something I disagree with? Because I know how the business works. Because I was in it for 4 years. So I'm not going to feed
That's
into
fair.
that
So
from you.
here's what I'm hearing though. Everything you're saying is that you don't know. It's not my company, and you keep taking no responsibility, and you're telling these people to take responsibility. Yeah, they did trust you. They put their trust in you, Ed, and then you took the money, put it.
I
Well,
didn't take the money.
you have.
Whoa,
Here's the thing.
I didn't take anybody's money, man.
Okay, fair. I understand your claims here. What they're saying, you took their money. They're saying you,
Right. And where's the proof that I took their money?
and that's what I'm getting to is that what you have on your side, based on the way that you set these scams up, based on
I
how,
didn't set up any scams.
okay, based on
I
how
got
the
to interject when you're going to say I set up a scam. I got to take objection to that, man. You would too.
object, and I'll move on. So
Thank you.
okay, so based on how these companies are set up with anonymous traders, no one knows them. There's other anonymous people. You make claims, nothing
It's
going
not
on.
a company that was set up with anonymous traders. The broker has PAM
Sure.
software
No one
that
knows who
any
the traders
trader
are.
can go and what's that?
No one knows who the traders are. So that's anonymous.
Yes, correct,
Okay.
correct, correct.
Anonymous traders, anonymous marketers in the background. You're the only person that they know and trust that they're, like you said at the beginning, know, like, and trust. That's the basis of sales. We both know that. And you're
Mhm.
very good at it. You're very good at getting people to sign up for these things. But what you have on your side here is plausible deniability. And I keep coming back to that. If all I'm doing here is I'm putting together the pieces of the puzzle, and whenever you add them up, going back to 1999, there is very damning evidence of people speaking out saying they're anonymous traders. The money disappeared. Ed was the one who got me involved. He went to prison for stealing money. Um, like it just keeps
No, I
going.
didn't steal money. I placed orders into a computer system to ship out inventory. I didn't steal money. I didn't go rob a bank and grab the money out of the teller. That's totally
You
different.
you committed theft by taking, whatever you want to.
Correct.
Okay, so it
Absolutely.
doesn't
Yeah,
matter
no,
how
it's not whatever I want to call it. I want to call it what it is.
okay,
But you're saying
you
I
took
stole
money.
money. I didn't.
Okay, taking, if you want to play semantics on taking and stealing,
Mhm.
okay, if you take a pen off a desk or you steal a pen off a desk, pretty much the same thing, especially if you're getting
Yeah, just like
getting
if you work for a Fortune 500 company and you take the pen home or this home, it's stealing. It's not yours.
yeah, I mean,
Correct?
yeah, that's
Okay, so
stealing.
that means the majority of the people in the workforce are guilty of stealing. But it's a misdemeanor if prosecuted because it's not worth that much money monetarily.
Yeah, so well, the
Yeah.
obviously the
So
incentive
I
is
got caught and everybody
incentive.
else
Okay, so but
didn't.
the track record, all I'm doing is putting the puzzle pieces together. The track record
Yes.
goes back to 1999.
Mhm.
I don't see any documentation of anything you've been involved in that was actually legitimate in terms of these most recent things for.
Oh, really? The publicly traded company wasn't legitimate?
Did you hear what I said? And said in
The-
terms of the last few years where you are promoting Ponzi schemes.
Not promoting, they're not Ponzi schemes, other than the ones that I identified
7 or 8
earlier. There's a
of
few that
them,
aren't.
7 or 8 just
Yeah.
disappeared. And
No,
you made
no,
a
no,
claim
it
that
wasn't
happened
10, it wasn't 7 or 8, it was 4. Let's go back. It was COTP, Metafy Yielders, Allfin, and Grin Miners. 4
yeah.
that I promoted.
Gold Pam.
That's not a Ponzi scheme. That was an actual live trading account. So was the 50/50 Forex Pam. Those are live trading accounts.
Those were
Through
manipulated MT4 data.
No, they wasn't manipulated MT4 data.
Okay, can you prove that?
Can you prove that it was?
Again, this is my
Can
point.
you prove that those specific accounts were? No, you can't. You're just going to send up a link in the group that says it can be done. That
Yeah,
doesn't
okay.
prove that it was done.
So
Let's be clear.
again, everything you're showing me is zero proof on your side, and you're saying I have zero proof. But what I have is like circumstantial evidence of all of this. When you add it all together, there's no possible way that you're just the victim here. People hate you for no reason. You didn't do anything wrong.
You could put together all the circumstantial evidence you want. People have the ability to have self-control and either buy into something, sign up for something, or not. There've been plenty that have not.
Yeah,
And that's fine.
That's what my channel
Totally
is
fine.
about, to expose
Great.
what you're saying
Awesome.
here. Everything
Fine.
you're doing is anonymous. It's in the background. You're putting
And
your
if you
word
don't,
on it, and your word means nothing, Ed.
and if you don't edit this piece out, that would be great. But if you do, that's fine. Anyone in the world who's watching this is welcome to contact me directly to have an intelligent conversation about any of the stuff that he's put out there. And if you want to, that is, you don't have to, but if you want to, then you could either, and get to know me, come meet me, fly into Atlanta and meet me, or anywhere else I am around the world. Come, let's sit down and ask me questions. I'd be happy to answer them. And if you don't want to get involved with anything that I am involved with, I'm okay with it. Totally fine.
So I'm not going to edit that out, but I'm also going to say something about it, because everything that we're talking about here is I'm asking the hard questions, and then most people, the reason why you're successful at what you do, which I'm saying is scamming people. You can say whatever you want. I know you're going to object. You don't have to.
And you're doing it a disservice.
Yeah, right. Okay, so if
you're
that's
able to say what you want to say, so can I.
not a disservice, that's what I mean. Like, okay, so my entire goal here is to expose how all these things operate. And what you're saying, contact me directly. You're very good at stories. You're very good at sales. You're very personable. People that I've talked to are like, he's a really fun guy to be around. But yeah, he did steal a lot of money, it seems. So
I didn't steal any money.
Seems
is your key word. Yeah, seems.
People said this.
Yeah, it seems. It seems.
Yeah. So again, you have no proof that you didn't do it. No undeniable proof. I have no smoking gun evidence that you did. I don't have wallet addresses transferred directly to you. But if the government's investigated and followed the paper trail, rather it be that you're buying art, going to a casino, whatever it is that you're doing to launder your money.
I don't launder my money.
Maybe you're going to a casino. Okay. Right?
I do not launder my money.
Okay, so they would be able to follow the trail if you got deeply investigated, where they actually looked at your finances. That's
everybody knows that. Governments can do whatever they want, right?
Well, yeah, they could investigate you for fraud.
Yes. Yeah, they can do whatever they want. That's what I just said. Governments can do whatever they want. And I'm not worried. I'm not doing any fraud. But hey, we'll wait until the government does that, right?
What I'm saying is you don't have any proof that what you're saying is true, besides like MT4 data that could.
I do have proof. You just don't accept the proof, and that's where it's subjective.
So what is that?
You have.
What's the proof?
Well, I just had the video up showing my
MT4 data that can be faked.
Yeah, okay. And that discredits every broker around the world. That's what Brandon's doing now, saying that every broker is dishonest. 100% of the brokers that bought an MT4 license from MetaQuotes over the other side of the world from where I'm at They are all crooks, 100% of them. Forex.com, one of the biggest ones. Oh, they don't have the capability
I didn't say
of,
that.
okay, I'm saying, are you
You're
saying,
making stuff up over here.
question,
That's what you're doing.
no, I'm asking you. It's a question. Can every broker manipulate MT4?
Well,
Yes or no?
IMGFX. You.
Can any broker who has an MT4 license manipulate MT4?
I would say yes, probably.
Okay.
With the
Thank you.
servers and the way they set them up.
Thank you.
But here's the difference. A lot of these companies that are brokers are audited
Yes, correct. Those are the
by the
regulated
SEC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
So here's
regulated.
the key.
Absolutely.
This is why your companies that you've been involved in, I'm not going to say that you're yours that you own, that you've been
No,
in.
I don't own any of them.
Okay, but just anonymous traders and no one knows them. But
every other one of them allows you to sign up as an IB affiliate. And that's what I did.
yeah, and you're the first affiliate of all of them?
No, with IMGFX, that's the one you're accusing me of stealing people's money. That's all I'm talking about. I'm
Okay, so
talking about
I'm just gonna
IMGFX.
link in the description showing MT4 data being manipulated. It's probably 15 minutes. It's broken into two parts, and it shows how servers can be set up. So the companies that you were involved in were unregistered. They were offering unregistered securities, and they disappeared. There's no audited proof of the trades. All you have is MT4 data. Nothing replaces audited documentation. Documentation meets conversation. You're showing something that can be faked.
I'm showing all that I had access to. I don't own an MT4 license. The broker did. And I was provided login details, obviously, to my own trading account, because that you set up with a broker, regulated or not, you create an MT4 account, they provide you the login details. So when I was provided the login details to my account, I made a deposit, I connected to the PAM. I want to clear my own name, so the broker gave me the login details to the PAM that lost all the money, as I said earlier. And I have a video, if you want to watch the video in its entirety to see it, I show exactly all the trades that I had access to on my own account, that they all went gone. That's my documentation. It is documentation. You want to debunk it because MT4 licenses can be manipulated? Great. I'm not that sophisticated of an investor and haven't been investing for that long to figure that out. And I don't own an MT4 license. So you can say what you said. And I agree with you. I agree with you, Brandon, that if it can be manipulated, I'm glad you exposed that. But I'm telling my story, and my story is
that was a
I
smooth
did not
transition there, Ed. Smooth transition.
I did not at all manipulate an MT4 license, because I don't have the capabilities of doing that. I don't own a license. I don't own an MT4 server.
It's
And
not
you
a
have to
license.
own a license.
No, you can set
Oh,
up. You can
okay.
set up accounts and plug them in. I mean,
Okay. Well, if you can, I don't have the education to do that, audience.
you
Brandon
don't.
knows and has figured it out. Okay. Well, maybe so. Maybe you can hire someone. I'm sure you can hire someone if you know how to do it. Now that you learned it, I'm here to testify. I never did that. People that know me, like me, and trust me, know I would never do something like that. But the haters that lost money did. That's what they accuse me of.
So the broker gave you login so you could show them stuff. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, because I was the #1 affiliate promoting it, and my reputation was being damaged, and so was the brokers. So I wanted to defend myself. That's normal, Brandon. Wouldn't you want to go to a broker? Wouldn't you want to go to a broker? Especially when I'm the one that brought them so much money?
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
What Occam's razor is? So the most plausible thing here, the thing that takes the least mental gymnastics is that you actually were operating a fake MT4 server and that you logged into your own account. That's
Where's the documentation that I did? I didn't do that.
Exactly, plausible deniability. That's way more likely than what you're
audience. I have no experience with setting up whatever it is that Brandon's talking about. I'm not saying that it can't be done because he says he's got the link to do it. I'll say, great. Now I've just learned how to do it. But what's happened in the past, that's my word.
Okay.
I didn't set it up.
Sure. Okay, let's transition really fast. I have a question that a viewer wanted me
Sure.
to ask you. Um, the question is, if this private fund has been around for decades and is so profitable, why
Nope,
wouldn't
not decades, 15 years.
you
Go
said
ahead.
decades in a video really fast?
Account, especially one that's been operating for decades.
Okay, I just played that for you where you said decades. Um,
No, I said the company's been around for decades, but not this. Their program, the private loan program, is started in 2007, 2008. That is not decades.
well, you
That's a
said
decade
decades.
and a half.
I'm just saying you said
No,
decades.
I said the company got started in 2002, 2003, like I started my own company. They did because that's when Google AdWords started. That's what I said.
Sure, again, semantics, but you did say decades. So if this private fund has been around for decades and it's
It
all right,
hasn't.
15 years, even though you said
Thank
decades,
you. Just want to be clear.
it is so profitable. Why wouldn't they go to a bank to get a loan and pay 10% per year instead of paying 300 or more percent per year?
Yeah, and the answer is very clear. They enjoy helping people, just like I enjoy helping people. Why didn't I go and get a bank loan and get rid of all the private investors? Because I'm helping people make money. And then I don't have to, I can stay out of the banking system and my credit. So that's why I did it. And I can only assume, because I'm not answering for these guys, the viewer wants me to answer for this other company. I could give the short answer and say, I don't know. It's not my company. But I'm sharing with you, the viewer, sharing with you that, well, I don't know the decisions they make. I'm sharing with the viewer now to answer your question that you just presented. It's simple. I wanted to help people because helping people like that expanded my network, which expanded my net worth, which opened up other opportunities. I was just on the phone with somebody yesterday who got involved with the crypto program. And they said, I don't know you, Ed, but I'm going to give you a level of trust and get started. And as time goes on, that trust builds. I have a lot of other stuff that I do. I'd love to do business with you. That's the reason why. You pay out more returns.
So
That's just
let's
my
talk about the
answer.
math.
I can't answer anybody else's.
I'm not sure if you understand the math behind the question that I asked you. So I said they could go to a bank and get a loan and pay about 10% per year instead of paying 300% per year or more. Now, if you want to say that they want to help people, then okay, maybe they pay 15% or 20%. You don't pay 30 times the amount. No business owner.
I'm only speaking for myself. I'm a business owner and I paid out 50%.
It has no proof of paying 50% per month or 600% per year payments, and that's without compounding. So I can show you why it's lying. CryptoProgram claims to pay 25% per month or 300% per year when you're not compounding at all. So here is the math on only $1 million for the payments in the first year if CryptoProgram was actually a legitimate business the way he claims. This would be a business taking a loan from people, from the investors of CryptoProgram, at 300% per year for 1 year, compounding annually, so not compounding in this case, because it's only 1 year. They would take $1 million loan gathered up from a lot of people, and then they would pay back $3 million in just interest. So they only get $1 million to operate with, and then by the end of the year, they pay $3 million in interest. That makes no sense. His answer to why they don't just get a bank loan at 10% and opted to do it for 300% instead is that they like to help people. No one would pay back 300% interest per year just to help people. No business model would do that, even if they were making the money that he claims. So here's what actually would happen if it was a bank loan, and this is probably a high interest rate. It depends on if it's secured or not. But let's just call it 10%, maybe somewhere around there. $1 million, 10% interest. They only pay $100,000 in interest per year. So every rich person knows, everybody that's well-versed in investments or loans or debt or using debt to make money knows that you don't take out a 300% per year loan. You wouldn't put $1 million on a credit card to go try to make money if you could just go to a bank and get a loan for 10% instead of, or even 10% per month would be much better than 25% per month. So the difference here is paying back $2.9 million in interest, and he claims just to help people. CryptoProgram's fund at this point has something like $35 million in it. So this would be $35 million. This is what they would be paying yearly. So they're going to be paying back $105 million yearly just in interest. That makes absolutely no sense, and no business would ever do that, especially not just to help people. So the math there just proves that there's no way that Ed is telling the truth about any of this.
For years. Are you telling me
proof.
that I'm I'm going to get
documentation?
I'm going to Yeah, I have the proof of my private company doing it, and I am not going to share who I paid out and how much I paid out to those people.
That's
not to my Yeah, you're right, it's convenient, because I'm going to defend my personal relationships that I still have with a lot of those people and do business with. I am not going to share it, and neither would you or anybody else, Brandon.
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous question.
You said you're trying to clear your name.
Absolutely
here.
not.
You're trying to clear
and I already have.
This is not
And it's up to the audience. I know I haven't cleared my name with you.
Absolutely.
With you. Okay, and that's subjective. For those that are watching this that feel that I have, get started with me. Or don't. I don't care. I am totally fine with it either way.
That's fine. A good sales tactic. So
you're right, and so is yours and what you're doing. Totally fine.
Anything.
You are. You're selling that this is a Ponzi scheme. Who are you kidding? Yeah, you're selling that this is a Ponzi scheme. And you're selling that my credibility is worse than it really is. That's what you're selling, Brandon.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just giving people facts and letting you try to defend yourself. This is the video I was going to make where I was going to talk about the math, how it doesn't work. You got fraud woman in Canada. You convicted felon. You have hundreds of negative reviews online, right?
What has convicted felon got to do with the person that I am today? Nothing.
Yeah, it actually does. It's a track record of when you started committing financial crimes. That's what it is.
And everybody that we already discussed who've stolen a pen from work, they didn't know it, a piece of paper, whatever, they've all done it. They just hadn't been convicted. They got convicted.
A year and a half in prison for an accident. Is that what you're saying?
No. It's not an accident. If you actually take a whole paper ream home, that's not an accident. There are lots of people, Brandon, you know it. You're a smart guy. For you to say something like that just debunked all your credibility. Are you saying that people don't take a whole paper ream home to put in their printer at home? Are you saying that, Brandon?
Can you show me one conviction of this?
No. Are you? Is everything in life? Is everything in life documentation business? Or can you apply some common sense? Are you telling me that people are driving down the road and speeding more than 55 miles per hour in the United States? Are you saying that those people are squeaky clean because there's no documentation that they were ever caught with a speeding ticket? There's some things that is common sense.
Are you comparing your felony?
Jesus.
Are you comparing?
No. I'm comparing right and wrong. Right and wrong. Let's have that conversation. It has nothing to do with common sense. I'm sorry. It has nothing to do.
So are you comparing theft by taking to a?
It has nothing to do with that. It's right and wrong. Go ahead.
Yeah, but right and wrong is different levels. Murdering someone versus taking a pin home. You're saying they're wrong.
Murdering? No, I've never said that. Okay, you're saying that I'm saying that. No, what I'm saying is
what you're saying.
There's right and wrong.
Yes.
That's where everything starts. You did something wrong. Then society puts a level of judgment on it that says, oh, well, you're comparing this that was really bad, like murder, to speeding every single time you're in the car.
Yes. You compared
because statistics show. You want documentation?
You compared theft by taking to speeding.
Hey, Brandon, go to the Automobiles Association's website and look at the national statistics in the United States. There are lots of accidents because people are speeding, a lot more than people who aren't speeding. People kill people from speeding. That's wrong.
Yeah, but that's an accident. That's an accident. You theft by taking
because they were speeding. Yeah, no, what I did was not an accident.
Okay,
I fully
let's
took
just be
responsibility
clear.
if I made a mistake.
Let's just be clear on that. That's all I'm saying.
But let's be
You
clear, if
also-
somebody murders somebody from an accident, they murdered somebody.
Okay, that's fair.
Thank you.
I don't understand. Like you just went on a tangent about all this. All I
No,
said.
my tangent is just because somebody killed somebody, and their record says they went to jail because they murdered somebody. You got to dig a little deeper.
Okay.
The person murdered
I'm
them
going to
because
interrupt. Please chill. Let me actually talk. You're saying, Ed, you keep talking and interrupts me. Like, all right, if someone, all right, go ahead, come back. But you keep interrupting. You don't let me get any words in. This is impossible to have a conversation with you.
I don't keep interrupting you. We went through this before. I showed the stopwatch. You've talked more than 20 seconds.
I think that if I rewind this clip, Ed, it'll be very clear you didn't let me get a word in.
Oh, okay.
I had to mute you 3 times to say anything. Like this is, I mean, you're just denying.
You won't let me finish my point on right and wrong and what society does in terms of judging people's bad actions. You won't let me finish.
Okay, so your point about murdering someone is it's not comparable to what you did. You changed the subject. This is what people do that are like you. They're very good at talking. You
Here's
change
your rant.
You change the, yeah, I'm going to give you 30 seconds. You change the subject of talking about you committing theft by taking, which is a felony, and said it's the same as someone taking a pen off a desk. You said people take pens off of desks and they go.
No, I got to interrupt you. I did not say that.
I'll
That's
just
not what I said.
that in
And
right
it's
here.
certainly not what I meant. Go ahead.
Yeah, just what, and you also said if someone committed murder years ago, they could be a changed person. They like there's but here's the thing, you committed theft by taking years ago, and then there is documentation after that and a trail showing that you've been involved in at least at a minimum, a bunch of shady things. At a minimum. That's it. Like you have plausible deniability on your side, that's fair, but everything's anonymous in the background. Where'd the money go? Oh, Ed's the only one that's involved here. Okay,
Can I
that's
talk
good.
now?
Yeah, I'm glad that you don't have anything to say there. So,
No, I do. I'm waiting. I'm giving you the time. I just don't know when I get the signal of when I can speak.
Yes, we're back to being 12 again. Okay, go ahead.
What I said about murdering, to your point, is there's plenty of people that did the crime of murder and years go by and they ask for parole, denied, ask for parole. They have to go and change their life in order to get parole. And it's documented. I don't have the documentation, but you're a smart guy. It's out there. You know that people receive parole for murdering people at some point in time in the future. They don't let people get parole if they didn't change their ways and change their life. Yes, I agree. And I've always agreed in any of my conversations, somebody that stole a ream of paper from the office, it's not the same level of crime. It is punishable, but it's not the same level of crime because society has decided that. But when you talk about morals of right and wrong, growing up as a kid, no parent's going to say, it's okay to steal a ream of paper from the office. Not one, because it's wrong to do. If you want to talk about convictions and the legalities, that's one thing. But then there's morals, right and wrong. And documentation isn't going to be there for somebody who stole a ream of paper because they're not going to get charged for it.
Exactly.
They may get let go because it's discovered they've stolen 20 reams of paper over the last 3 months. And they're not going to, a company's not going to go and charge them for that. They got off the hook, but it's wrong. But it shows a moral habitual habit of somebody constantly stealing the ream of paper. Yeah. That's all I'm trying to share.
Yeah. So, and what I'm sharing is something along those lines, but I'm saying that you committed the theft by taking, and I think
correct.
Kevin, you were charged with it. And then what ended up 100%. Happening is that there's documentation starting in 2010 and onward showing other people saying that you've scammed them, that you're a con man, you're a swindler. It's not like, oh, I'm leaving them a bad review. I'm leaving Ed a bad review because there was a hair in my food at a restaurant and it was an accident. Please, come on, man. You just talked for like 10 minutes. You're trying to interrupt again.
Why don't you interview those people and get me on with them, and let's have an intelligent conversation about what I scammed them about.
You will actually do that. You don't talk.
I got nothing to hide because I'm going to share what happened. Okay.
Yes.
In your mind, what knows to be true is all based on your documentation. In my mind, anytime.
Okay. So if I shoot you a message and I say I have
Go back to 2010. Go back to 2010 to all those reviews that you brought up first in your opening monologue, and let's talk about those people that say that I scanned them. I want to see their documentation. I want to hear their story, and I'm going to share mine. I'd be open to something like that without a doubt, man.
Okay. Well, that's interesting because you haven't commented on that Facebook group. Apparently, they invited you to a Facebook group that has over 200 people that say that you scammed them and that you haven't really been in there. You lurk in the Facebook group, but you don't comment and try to defend yourself there. So that's interesting to me that you would get on a call with
because
them.
None of them have, because that particular Facebook group is only designated to the PAMs. And I've already shared the video that you cut me off and wouldn't let me play parts of it that shows exactly what has happened. They don't want to believe it, and they don't know anything about this new revelation to me that you're going to show to everybody. No. I'm saying they don't know about the MT4 potential manipulation when that group started 9 months ago. Brandon, none of them knew about it 9 months ago.
They do. I'm going to add a screenshot here of people saying that Ed was manipulating MT4 data.
Yeah, that guy, Jake, he's always said that from day one. But meanwhile, okay, because Jake filled their mind with that. That's totally fine.
Well, hang on,
Nothing
I have a
wrong
second.
with it.
One second, Ed. You said you didn't know about this and that no one said that, and now you're saying that
No. I'm saying
yes,
I
you did.
didn't know about it.
Rewind.
I don't know anything about it. What I'm saying is you just said that they've known about it, and I'm saying when I was in the group in the very beginning, there was no talk about it.
You said you didn't know.
No.
You just said that you didn't know about MT4 data being able to.
I said
I did know about that.
No, wait a second.
Wow. Okay.
No. Let me clarify. Okay, whatever. Go ahead. Okay. I'm clarifying, and you won't let me clarify, so that's fine.
Yeah, well, you can backtrack, but you said it's news to you that you can manipulate MT4 data, and then you said, oh, the Jake guy's been saying that. So if it's news to you now on this call that you could do that, and you're saying that Jake said in the past.
You didn't let me finish what I was saying about Jake.
Well,
go ahead.
Make up a story if you want. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I'm not going to make up a story because since you say that's all I do is tell stories. That's fine.
There's no document.
People who are watching this, okay, whatever. People who are watching this can judge me. They can see, ooh, Ed's changing his words, whatever. That's fine. Let them decide. And you take all the time you want to do what you want to do. Let's keep going. Okay. Totally fine with it.
I don't have anything else that I want to talk about right now. I think we've covered most of it. I mean, I'm going to put this video out and then I'll make a video that's a condensed version talking about my thoughts on it. I'm also going to add an intro to this video, just kind of sharing my thoughts very quickly. But yeah, I think that we should do the call where we schedule with, if they're open to it. A lot of the people that messaged me said they wanted to be anonymous, but they sent me a lot of screenshots of what you were talking about with them. So they said they didn't want me to put that out there. I'll have to ask them if I can. But I'll ask them if they want to get on a call and I'll moderate it, or you can have someone else. We could do a dual moderation to where, because you might think I'm being unfair. We'll have a dual moderation.
No, I don't. I know for sure you're unfair, but that's okay.
Well, I'm trying to be extra fair here and say you can bring your own moderator, right?
No, I'm saying in general, what you've done so far has been unfair. Well, am I not allowed my opinion? If you're going to open up with a video and give it, okay. So just to be clear, I'm offering. No. I can say that I believe you're being unfair to me. That is 100% relevant.
That's not what I said, though, Ed.
You're the one who invited me on here.
What I said is that I would allow you to bring your own moderator, and I could.
Yeah, for that particular case. I'm talking about all the rest of the stuff you've done. Totally unfair, but that's okay.
Well, you can play the victim.
I'm a big boy. No. I'm not playing the victim. Just like all the people that you want to bring on can play the victim role.
Yeah, because you scammed them. That's a different story.
There we go again. You've already convicted me. You've already convicted me that I'm scammed people because you're saying, you just said it, I scammed people.
Yes,
It's ridiculous.
I 100%
Okay.
believe that you scam
But
people.
you also said and lied to me, you have no intentions whatsoever of getting involved with the crypto program, but yet you told me, yeah, if you overcome everything,
I said if you could
you
prove
knew. You
with document,
said if I could prove, you're right, if I could
I still
prove it,
will.
that
I
you
still will.
would. No, you're lying, man.
If
Come
you
on.
can
Just like
prove,
you're accusing me here of lying,
okay,
you're
I'll say
lying.
that.
You had no intentions because of all the documentation you've already presented. You had no intentions of ever getting involved.
I'll tell
And
you
it's
what.
okay.
Let me
I
tell you
knew it
what.
going into this.
Let me tell you what would make me be able to sign up to this. If you go have these anonymous individuals register with the SEC like it should be registered, and register with the authorities in the countries that it's supposed to be doing, and don't interrupt.
Okay, that's better.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because that proves there's third-party audits by the SEC or depending on the country, like FCA, any of those, it audits the financial records, and you know this because you had a public company in the past. That's the purpose of it, is auditing the records. That's why you register with the SEC. It's saying they're actually doing what they say they're doing to generate.
They're a media buying company. They're not a financial company to register. They're not a, they're not.
That's irrelevant. The purpose, it's an investment contract. So
no, it's not.
It is.
It's a media purchase.
That's irrelevant to what you're saying. Okay.
Okay.
Do we need to do this? Do we need to continue? I can pull up the Howey test and we can walk straight.
I told you I'd give you whatever time you wanted.
Okay.
It's up to you.
I can keep going.
But I do have a schedule and I have to meet my family for dinner, you know, where I spend more than $550. Oh, so are you. And it is late. So
okay. So
for you,
yeah, are you you're still here? You can see what's going on?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, so you're saying it's not an investment contract. So the law in the US, let's just talk about the US, just because you're going to say, what is the law in other countries? It doesn't matter what the disclaimer says, that you don't allow US residents, because the majority, or at least half, of the people that are invested in CryptoProgram are.
Where's the documentation that backs that statement up, that at least half are the US?
I'll pull that up.
Okay, the documentation that at least half of the people, 10,000
wallets. I don't want to do it
wallets.
while I'm sharing my screen, but I'll let's cover this first, and then I will. Can you remind me of that in a minute?
Sure.
I just want to go through one point, because it's like you just ask questions like that about documentation. I will pull it up though. Like, all you have to do is look at something like SimilarWeb to tell where the traffic is coming from. Okay, so according to this is how you determine what an investment contract is. We've already went through this, but since you're saying that it's not an investment, the Howey four-prong test is to be used in determining whether an investment contract exists is an investment of money. So if you give someone some money, Ed, that's all it is, give someone some money, and it's a common enterprise, CryptoProgram, with the expectation of profit, they are expected returns, the 25%, to be devised from the efforts of others, which in this case is the anonymous traders that don't exist. So, well, you say they exist, so I'll let you have that. So this is all that needs to be present for it to be determined a security. And if you even come close to doing this, you have to file for an exemption, or at least talk to lawyers about this. And it's very clear they didn't talk to lawyers, because they put an elaborate disclaimer in on CryptoProgram, and that says that U.S. residents shouldn't be involved. And it also says that it's talking about the Securities Act of 1933, which all of that's irrelevant according to case law. That, and I will document this too. I'll put this up on the screen, because I'm not going through all this with you. According to case law, disclaimers do not negate securities laws. They do not negate the registration of a security. So do you disagree with anything here? And then we will go through it one by one. The 4 rules of an investment.
Yeah, I disagree with the statement, because the crypto program hasn't been tried in a court of law. So it's just a government agency here that's saying their opinion. They have
this is
not.
literally the law. This is how by law. This is the legal way that
that would be argued in a court of law when the time comes.
Okay, sure,
I
but
do
what
have
I'm
a
asking you about,
question. I have a question
you
for you
agree.
because I just let you go off. Let me ask you a
Well,
question.
I'm not finished with this topic.
Okay, finish
have
it.
to
Well, you
finish.
asked me a question and I gave you the answer. So continue.
Yet the answer that you gave me is definitely not sufficient. I'm asking you,
In your mind.
I'm asking you what about the crypto program doesn't meet the Howey test. I'm asking you.
I am not an attorney, so how can I comment on that?
Do you know what a cat is?
No.
You don't know what a
Educate
cat
me.
is?
No, educate me. I'm not in the financial sector here.
No, I'm
So,
talking about the animal, a cat. Do you know what a cat?
I'm sorry. That's a little off topic, so I apologize for the viewers for me not knowing what he meant by cat. I thought it was meaning something, but
That's
yeah, I
fine.
know what a
I'm
cat
asking
is.
again, what do you know what a cat is?
Yes.
Are
And
you
I'm
a
saying again,
veterinarian?
yes.
Are you a
No,
veterinarian?
no, I'm not.
Do you know what running a stop sign is? Like, do you know what the law on running a stop sign is? Like, you know, you
Yes,
can't
I was
roll.
taught that in order to get a driver's license. Yes,
Okay,
I was
so
educated.
so educated to know what it running. Okay, that's interesting. So in this case, there's 4 rules. It's very basic and simple, and you're acting like you have to be a lawyer to understand one sentence that has 4 rules in it. Are you playing dumb? You're saying I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but you know what a cat is. You know what running a stop sign is, and you're not a veterinarian or a lawyer. In this
No,
case,
what I do know is that this is, when it comes down to it, this would go into a court of law for 2 sides to argue. The government against what the law is, and a lawyer to a judge. That's what I know,
so that's in
because I've been sued
hindsight.
before and I've sued.
That's in hindsight. So
Okay.
so the law is reactionary, right? So I'm talking about right now, what if they've passed these rules or not? I just want you to tell me which one of these they don't pass. If you think, just your opinion. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be a lawyer. Which one of these do you think they don't pass, Ed?
I've already shared it with you. I'll share it again. They're not investing any money. They're purchasing a media pack. So number 1 doesn't apply. In a
No,
common enterprise, I don't understand that.
you don't understand what a common enterprise is. It's CryptoProgram. That's what people are putting their money into.
No, they're not. They're buying a media package, not putting money into anything.
You're buying a
They're
package.
buying a media package from a media company, an ad agency.
Yeah.
It's giving them the ability to order their package online. So it does not apply to 1 and 2 with an expectation of a profit. Yeah, that's any company. You buy something, you're expecting to get a profit from the service that they provided.
Yes.
So yes,
Okay.
yes, on that one, yes.
Right
To
from the effort of
be
others.
No, nobody else other than their package that they're purchasing of advertising. They're hoping that people click and they get a return. They make money on those clicks for the
So
advertising.
who sets up the ads?
Third-party company for the service that they provide. Are you telling me that all ad agencies and media buying agencies fall under
Let's stay
this?
on track here.
No, because that's what they are. You're
Yeah.
saying
Okay.
crypto
I'll
program is
answer your
this. No,
question.
it's not.
I'll answer your
Okay, go
question.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, not all ad agencies fall under this because they're not taking loans from people on the internet.
It's not a
So
loan. This is not a loan.
you called it a loan. Okay.
I
Wait 1
did,
second.
and I
Ad
apologize. I
loan.
made a mistake, and it's not a loan. It's not. They're purchasing a media package. I called it a loan. Let's be clear here, Brandon. I called it a loan because
The loan program. And basically, it's a private loan program. You're purchasing a loan package.
that's what I did back in the day. And let me explain. Back in the day, I asked my attorney, I have a friend of mine that's going to loan me 10K. Do I have to sign a loan document? Do I have to set up
Yes.
do I have to register with an SEC? Do I have to register CFTC? And you know what my lawyer told me? No. You know what the lawyer told me? if anything ever goes wrong, it'd probably be in the best interest to have it. But no, there's no law that says that when you lend money to your neighbor across the street and you expect them to pay it back because they need to make their car payment or their house payment and not go into foreclosure or get their car repossessed, you do not have to have an agreement. It can be verbal. It can be. And no law, and you don't have to register it with the SEC. Everyone who's listening here, I'm sure, has at some point in time in their life, if they're a little bit older, have lent money to somebody with the expectation they're going to get it back or get a little bit of interest on it. Because some people say, look, let me borrow $500 and make my payment. I have to make this payment and I'll give you $600 back. No documented agreement is needed. I know what you're doing. You're looking up everything, but I went off of my legal counsel back in 2007, 2008 when I started it, and it still holds true today. So in this case, it's not a
already
loan.
admitted to me that you know you're not an attorney. You know nothing about the laws, and it's very clear.
Correct.
It's very
Are you
clear
an attorney?
That's an argument and appeal to authority. I'm not a veterinarian, but I know what a cat is. You're just playing dumb, and I'm just showing
Well, there
you.
we go. You're pretty good with words and stories too to skirt the issue. I asked you a question. Are you an attorney?
Yeah, and I said, no, I'm not. And that I'm answering your question. And that is an appeal to authority. You know what a cat is, but you're not a veterinarian. I know what a law is because I can read. Like, you're telling me you can't read?
No, I can read.
Okay.
Yes,
so
I can read.
Let's look at this. You said that
and I just shared with you what my attorney told me. That's
well,
when
yeah,
it's not a loan agreement.
you have
You're
documentation?
purchasing a package.
Documentation?
Yes, from my attorney. Yeah, absolutely, I do.
Can you send that over to me after this?
How is that relevant to this conversation?
Because you're trying to make things up, like always.
No, I'm not making anything up. No, look, I'm not making up my experiences. And for you to accuse me of making up something from my experience, I'm just sharing my experience of what I happened to do in 2007 when I took my company public. In 2012, I used this as a private loan program.
I'm going to read this to you. Under the
federal it's on the screen.
Laws, well, you don't. It sounds like you don't understand, so I'm going to try to help you out here. Under the federal securities laws, every offer and sell of securities, even if to just one person, must be registered with the SEC or conducted under an exemption from registration. This is true for companies of all sizes, private and public, and includes sales made to anyone, including friends, family, angel investors, and venture capitalists. Just because
I read it and I hear it and I agree with it. I agree.
Just because you use the word loan doesn't change the fact that it's still a security.
I said I'm agreeing with you, Brandon. It's right there in writing. It's coming. I agree with you. SEC.gov. What I'm saying to this is, I don't believe anyone and everyone that's ever here in the United States, since this is where it comes from, that everyone who's lent money to somebody to help them start up a business or whatever has registered with the SEC is what I'm reading on your screen. No, they don't. They don't. And for you to say that they have.
CryptoProgram has raised tens of millions of dollars at this point, it seems. I think that it's not exactly comparable. This is you comparing taking a pin from a desk to you committing theft by taking and being charged and spending 18 months in prison. It's not the same thing.
Okay, that's subjective too, for your audience and for you.
What about
I disagree.
There's a difference.
I don't agree with it.
And committing theft by taking. Okay. This isn't
legally is different than morally.
I told you that you're completely wrong about what you're saying, and you just still give me.
And I'm saying I disagree.
I know, it's very clear. You don't know anything is what you claim, and you disagree, and you're not a lawyer, and it wasn't your PAM accounts. You did.
And it's very clear with you that you only based on documentation when it's convenient for you, and there's nothing about morals, right and wrong.
Yeah.
We got that clear.
One shred of documentation that I've asked for, and you can't. There's zero proof on your side. You're asking it from me. You're asking me to prove a negative. You have zero documentation. Okay. You acted like you were going to bring documentation to this call, Ed, and you brought.
I did. Yeah,
you were
documented. I documented the PAM accounts, but you wouldn't let me run it. You blocked it.
I have a question before we get off. What do you think that, I think you've had some health issues over the past 5 years. And I mean, despite what you might think, I'm sorry to hear that. but what
Yeah, really.
what do you think that people will say about you in years to come, years after you're gone? Do you think about
That's
your
a great
mortality?
question.
What do you
That's a
think that
great
they
question.
say?
Great question. I don't care what people think about me. I only care about what I do and how it impacts people in a positive way. And if I impacted them in a positive way and they choose to say something about that in a positive way, that's all I care about. I'm okay with people saying negative things about me. If I wasn't, I wouldn't have even got on here. I'm not afraid of what people want to say about me. And when I'm gone, you're gone. What does it matter what people say about you at that point in time?
You don't
So
care
I'm only here. I only care about making sure I do the right thing, number one, hold myself to a higher standard, number two, and those people that want to create whatever perception that they want to create and twist it any way they want, I'm okay with it. Other than if somebody's going to attack me personally, I'm going to defend myself.
Well, I do
That's
respect you
it.
for that, for actually getting on a call, because most Ponzi promoters don't get on calls. So
They don't. They disappear.
Yeah, I mean, some people that do promote Ponzi's have gotten on calls with me, but I mean, I do appreciate you getting on the call to so I could show you all the stuff that I think about this. But it is time to go. It's 11:10 p.m. here. I do appreciate your time, man.
Well, as I said before, whatever amount of time you wanted, I'd be available to do it. And I've honored my agreement because I do what I say I'm going to do.
Same. I will send you the source file for this as well, like I promised.
Awesome.
Cheers, Ed.
See you.